Oh, yeah. What is up? It is 3-year anniversary live stream time.
3 years.
We got Charlie here. We got producer Ben. Somehow we snuck him out. His kids don't know where he's at.
Wife's calling the police now.
Calling the police, looking for him, but he is here.
Yeah, you got some time.
For those of you on Patreon, y'all know who producer Ben is. For those of you that aren't, he does a lot of stuff on Patreon. He helps us with the website. All those questions you see every Monday comes from his brain.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Usually.
95% of the time.
The good ones come from Tyler and
the not Ben.
I'm so glad you're all here. I'm so pumped.
So we have multiple things that we're doing tonight. First of all, there's a TV. We're in the studio right now. It's not done yet. I swear, when this place is done, we will do like a video walkthrough or something.
Yeah.
But we do have a TV up with our logo.
We have like a little presentation.
We're not in my attic anymore. We don't got the Christmas tree in the back.
It's not insanely hot. We're not baking alive.
Although we did turn the air off, right?
This is still comparatively. This is fine.
But the air is off, though, right?
Charlie's not popping that shirt
Okay,
off.
no. But we're excited. I can't believe it's been 3 years. It's been a very fast 3 years.
What's it been like for you guys to...
Oh, are you going interview now?
I know, right?
I just asking.
What's it been? Well, I mean... So it makes my weeks go by so much faster.
Oh yeah.
Like before we were doing Patreon, it was just once a week, but now we do Patreon. It's like twice a week. I'm at your house, and then there's Wednesday, and then
our families have accepted that they will not see us on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Well, because you got your extended family now.
That's right.
That's true.
Did you guys think you'd have a community?
It's only been like 2 months for me. Well, welcome. It'll always be a 4th of July thing for me, because it was COVID. I just said this on an Instagram comment. It was COVID. We had our 3 episodes. It was the UFO chase, Slender Man, and Mandela Effect. And these are our first ever episodes. We recorded them all in one day. And it's COVID. I'm walking around my neighborhood. Everyone's shooting off their own fireworks because there's no gatherings. There's no firework things. And I'm just listening to our episodes, hoping that this is good enough, or this is entertaining enough, or that we're not going to offend people when we say something is unbelievable, or people aren't going to think we're crazy hacks when we say something is believable.
Which, happens.
So now, it makes sense because it's an anniversary. But now, whenever 4th of July comes around, it just makes me think of that time, and it's crazy. What did you all get for each other? Well, we do have some. We got something later, kind of.
Well, yeah, a little bit. But...
you guys can watch us eat.
This is just things good for me.
So what's going down today? We have a bunch of stories, and they're not stories we found. These are the listener submission stories that were too short to be included in one of our main episodes. So we thought, I think we did this last year for our live stream. Why not do that again here? So we have a whole bunch of those. We're going to be releasing new merchandise and doing trivia with those episodes and doing giveaways. And we're going to be releasing our new Patreon tier. So there's tons of content. Ben, what's it been like for you? Because you joined a little bit later. You were, I think, about 8 months after we started. It was like November of 21. I think February of 21. I think
it's been pretty cool to see the growth of the community, and like the people that seeing like the names come up every Monday, and just seeing people that like the stories and like stories like podcast stories and then stories on Instagram. Since we never go to Facebook.
No, Facebook. Well, they get more love than Twitter. I feel bad. You know what? I'm trying to be more active on Threads now.
I like Threads. It's pretty cool.
Aaron's watching basketball during this. What summer basketball? Listen, if this was NBA, I would say watch. Anything that we talk about is me less important. Basketball? If this is summer basketball,
that's you.
Literally, make you feel good. Patreon is literally worth it just for the Ben.
That's right.
That's true.
The Ben.
The Ben.
I enjoy
dunks on us.
I don't dunk
constantly.
No, he does.
No, you guys
big
crap all over my my awesome story.
Oh my lord. Oh my Lanta.
We're in a family reunion.
So okay. You'll know when we're about to do a trivia because it's gonna be attached to the episode that we release. So each shirt that we have today, we have 3 shirts that are gonna be released throughout this live stream, and each shirt is based on a specific episode, and the trivia question for the giveaway will be based on that specific episode. So if it was about Boggy Creek Monster, which is not, then the trivia question for the giveaway to win that shirt would be about Boggy Creek Monster. We'll just flail our arms in the air when it's time. Hopefully this isn't laggy. Hopefully you can hear us okay.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear us okay, good.
Give us an emoji. Give us your favorite emoji.
Yeah, whatever that might be. We're in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But that said, are you ready to get into some stories?
Yeah,
some
this
listener.
is our first episode, our first story. Oh, what happened there? That was scary.
What? Another light flicker?
No,
we had a light burn
the
out
TV
behind me.
Whoa!
What are you talking
The
about?
TV behind us. You went whoa.
The TV went whoa.
It did. It went
said
black
what?
for a second.
Oh, okay. Cool. So these are listener submissions
All right.
that were sent to us that were just a little
short.
petite.
For us.
I don't know why I heard that noise on the table and I thought you were gonna put glasses on.
No, I'm not doing that.
I wish I could zoom in on you since this is kind of like you talking.
That's
here.
okay. It's
Let's
all right.
all look at Charlie.
So this is our first story from a listener named Chelsea.
Chelsea, what's up, Chelsea?
All right.
Wouldn't it be cool? What if the person who submitted is watching you right now?
I really kind of hope they are.
Tell your story.
It made me really nervous, actually.
Okay.
All right. So she is from Houston.
The haunted TV.
Gave us the most experience as possible. She said, I had this friend some years ago. I went to hang out at her place for the first time, and when I stepped into her apartment, I mentioned to her that it smelled like something died. And I jokingly told her, you know what this means, right? It means there's a spirit or something around. At some point, we went to get a pizza, and we picked it up, which is the smart thing to do. And on the ride back, it was me and her boyfriend at the time in the car, and they were fighting about something. What, I can't remember, but he decided to get out of the car and walk the highway back to the house, and they just kind of let him. So they got back to their apartment, and they wanted to watch a movie and eat the pizza, and Chelsea went to bed, and she was sleeping on the couch, and as she was sleeping on the floor, I heard footsteps in the kitchen and the fridge opening and closing and the pots and pans clinking. And they were the only two people in the house. So the friend was on the couch and Chelsea was on the floor. Mm-hmm. And I asked her, do you hear that? And she said, yeah, but just go to sleep. And I was shocked. But eventually, I do somehow sleep. Her boyfriend at the time comes in maybe around 6 a.m. yelling and such about how he grabbed my wrist, showing me his phone. And I guess there was foul play in this relationship, but none of my business. Eventually, things cool down, and she's on the couch, and I'm on the couch, and she's on her phone, and she asked her boyfriend to close the door, and as soon as she said that, the door closes. Her boyfriend was in the other room. At some point when all this happened, when I was spending time with her, she told me that her mom used to practice witchcraft, and it follows her sometimes.
That's it?
That's the end of the story.
Oh my.
That's
a lot of nope.
I know, right?
That's pizza and witchcraft.
Yeah.
And
Pizza
a little
and
foul
witchcraft.
play.
Foul play, which I don't know what that means.
I have an idea of what it means.
I think she was eating pizza with someone else.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh, I took it as a little DV. That he was abusive.
Oh.
I didn't take it that way.
No.
Bad juju.
Lady Nice has got it right. Yeah, that's a no for me, man.
Yeah.
So that was from Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Do you have any thoughts for Chelsea on?
I'd stay away from that. I'd stay away from her.
Sometimes people ask us at the end of their submissions what we think they should do.
Yeah.
Like we are not.
We're not good.
That's not our. Yeah, this is not our cup. Now we'll always discuss what we think something might be, but
yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's got something following her, some kind of spirit.
Was it Chelsea that had something following her, or
no, the friend?
The friend.
The friend.
that's where you just get new friends.
Yeah, you gotta just cut ties.
7 billion people in the world. You can find someone that doesn't have something attached to him.
It's true.
We call him Sam and Dean.
Aliens came down for a slice of pizza. Yeah,
Burning those.
I think that's
hashtags.
what kept aliens here. They came here. They're like, I don't know if this is worth
It's weird to
staying.
me that the ghost raided the fridge.
What pizza topping? If an alien could only get one topping on a pizza, what do you think it would get?
Anchovies.
Anchovies.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say. It's the strangest thing.
I was thinking mushroom.
It's delicious though.
You did. I can't give you crap. You did eat it when you were in Scotland. So
I did. It was pretty good.
they couldn't lift the cows, so the pizza was a good choice. That's funny. I like that. Okay, so my first story is from a Sophia, which y'all know if it's a Sophia, that means that they didn't want their name.
Yeah.
So it could be any of y'all. It's like the spy game. It's like the resistance game.
Although
it's
if it's you, you're gonna know it's your story, obviously.
But some of y'all's stories we have already read, so I know it's not everyone. But you ready for Sophia's story?
Yes, please.
Okay, quote. So it's actually not even Sophia's story. Quote, I'll start by saying this is a second-hand account.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you could have any idea what this might have been, or if you've heard of anything similar. For the sake of privacy, we'll call the star of my story my relative, John. So it's John. John is deeply religious, traditional man who detests anything evil or supernatural. I would describe him as practical, stern, straightforward, almost to a fault. I can only presume he isn't the type to make up a story like this. This happened in Mexico. John lived at the peak of a small hill on a modest farm. At the base of the hill is the village where his extended family lived. So driving from the village, John would travel up a paved road alongside the hill until it turned into a dirt road with forests on each side leading directly to his farm. One night, John was driving home. It was early enough to see, from the paved road along the hill, dots of light coming from houses in the village. These same houses were not visible from the dirt road that leads to his farm. There are no street lights down this road, so I must emphasize the lack of any light for miles. In the darkness, John could see only as far ahead as his headlights would reach. To his left and his right, he could make out the sides of the road clearly enough to not come too close to the tree line. In his rear view, he could see maybe 5 feet of distance, but beyond the lights of the car was absolute darkness. He saw what he thought to be an animal in the road, blocking his path. I feel like this is a cliche now. Seeing something on all fours in the woods is not unusual or alarming. It wasn't until John drove closer that he realized this was no animal, but a person in the middle of the road. His instincts were to help this person. Perhaps they'd been lost in the wilderness. But any local would tell you, if you see something blocking the middle of the road, especially if it's the only route to where you're going, do not get out of the car. Gangs are known to block paths and attack a person when they get out of the car. John could neither turn around in the narrow road nor go an alternate route, so his only option was to continue ahead. The person didn't seem to react to the light of the car or attempt to get out of the way. John began to slow, wanting to avoid a head-on collision, but the person was coming closer and closer. John figured this person could not be in distress with the speed that they were moving towards his car. Even on all fours, it was as if this person was running straight at him with the dexterity of a quadruped. As the person drew closer to John's bumper, they veered out of the middle of the road, and John took this opportunity to speed past. Good?
Yeah.
The person continued crawling forward, passing John on his left side of the window. In his rear view, John watched the person quickly disappear out of sight.
Oh.
As it passed his window, John realized what he was seeing. He described it as what he would say is almost a man. Their back was hunched, feet and palms to the ground. Most notably, they appeared to be dressed, or at the very least covered in something. In other words, they weren't nude, but John couldn't recall details of what they were wearing. I could only suppose if they were dressed, it would have been fur, dirt, or other natural elements from the woods. It definitely wasn't an animal based on its head shape. There was no snout or anything like that. Their eyes reflected in the headlights, unnaturally low on the face. John realized he was actually seeing it upside down, meaning this man was full backbend.
Ugh.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's creepy.
Someone said it.
What'd they say?
Skinwalker?
Skinwalker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you said it, not us. You said it, not us. That is...
Oh, it's creepy.
Now, is that borderline could have been the intro to another story? Potentially.
Yeah.
But y'all got to hear it now, so that's a win. Although, would that have been... That would have sounded good with some sound effects.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
That would have been good sound effects one. That's okay, though.
Oh, man.
I think the realization that you're seeing it upside down, though... We were just talking about the movie The Unborn.
Yeah. That was.
Have you seen The Unborn?
Yeah.
That's...
Annabelle, she's a great actress.
Yeah, because it's the person that can bend, right, and twist their body.
No, she's the main.
She's the main?
She's the main girl.
I'm trying to picture her face.
She looks like, is it Olivia Wilde?
Oh,
Okay.
No.
okay.
I can't remember. There's another actress she looks like, but she's really good. She's also in a really good Christmas movie.
On Hallmark?
No, actually on Freeform.
Okay. Ben's a big Hallmark guy.
I am too, though. I get it.
No
Just
Sleep
so you know,
for
this did
Christmas.
flash. You know why? Because the HDMI cord I had for it is not the best.
Oh, you brought a faulty HDMI?
It's the only HDMI
Every
cord I had.
HDMI is a little bit faulty.
That's true.
So that was spooky.
It was spooky.
So now we're gonna jump back to Charlie.
Yeah.
And then we'll do another one of mine, and then we'll be releasing some new merch.
For my number 2. Okay.
Nope. No, you didn't miss the giveaway yet.
No, giveaway's not.
Still,
There's no
got
flailing.
plenty of time.
No flailing. We got 2 more stories, and then we'll get to the giveaway.
All right. So number 2
The Pale
is
Crow.
from Jack.
Jack.
And Jack is from
Australia.
Aberdeen, Australia, South New Wales.
Are you kidding?
I'm serious.
Oh,
I thought
whoa,
you knew.
No. Oh my goodness.
He is from Aberdeen, Australia.
What?
New South Wales.
Oh.
It's weird. It's like you've seen the stories before or something.
No.
No.
Do you know how many stories we have?
That was a genuine reaction. That was real.
But
Oh no, I know it was a genuine reaction.
Okay. He would know if I.
So he gave us 3 stories, although I did not. I cut the first one because it was a pretty typical shadow person. No offense, Jack, if you're listening.
It was a basic ass story.
No, I'm not saying it's base.
You see one shadow person. Come on.
I say a thing. All right, so we're gonna cut to the second encounter. So his second entity that he's ever seen. I've encountered this. It was very strange and quick. I was walking through the bush, which I think is like the country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's like the dangerous part of Australia.
It's where all the spiders are.
I think it is.
There's just big spiders.
That's all of Australia.
It is.
He said, I live across through the bush, and my grandparents' property is about a kilometer through the bush, which I think is like...
It's like the woods.
Yeah.
Like the outback.
The outback, I think.
It's
I
just
was
one big Outback Steakhouse.
Blooming onions everywhere. No, it's too fried. The trans fats.
Oh,
All right.
that sauce is too zesty.
Okay. All right, focus.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was walking through the usual trail with my headphones in like I would normally, and I heard something in the distance. I took my headphones out and listened, and suddenly, I see something run straight through the track. It was dark brown on 4 legs and was about 6 feet high. It was not like any animal I've ever seen in the area. It was larger than any kangaroo I have ever seen, and we don't have anything like that out here. I freaked out. I walked past where it crossed the track, and it had pig-like footprints. I looked down into the scrub, and I saw it looking at me, staring at my soul, almost terrified. I ran away, and I didn't go back for some time. I haven't seen it since all that happened. It all happened around 2021. The third and final entity I have, so that we're on to the third entity that he's ever
That's the
seen.
basic ass shadow, man.
Oh, please. I have encountered this third entity. Sorry, focus. The third and final entity I have encountered has only been occurring since I've been with my current girlfriend, which I'm not sure is that current anymore. It appears to be a woman, dressed in a white dress and long black hair. I've seen her in the bush, and that was the first few times, almost following me away. I have seen her wandering in the paddock at my grandparents' place, and I have seen her on the road whilst I was driving the bush, and many other places. It scares me more than the other things I've got, and I get horrible vibes in certain places when I see her. It makes me believe it has something to do with my relationship. And that's all that Jack's seen.
So it's just like your first story without pizza.
Yeah,
You got cursed friends.
cursed friends. Well, it's weird because, why do you think this entity is following him? He's like,
Or was it different entities?
well, the first one's like the first thing he described was like a cryptid, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is like a ghost, right? I don't know what it is.
I mean, the woman in the bushes.
I think it's probably a sign that they need to get married.
Just get attached to it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wouldn't go that way.
Skip the wedding cake. Just big
Wow.
pizza.
Yeah. So that's my second story.
Cursed object. That's interesting. Ghost of an ex-boyfriend haunting girlfriend's. But it was a woman, wasn't it? Or it just
Yeah.
have long hair?
No, it sounds like a woman.
Could be just somebody from.
I'd
the
rather
80s.
have cursed friends than deal with Australia spiders.
I don't necessarily.
100%.
Yeah, I don't necessarily oppose that idea.
No.
All right, let's see. All right, so this story comes to us from Taylor, and it is Pennsylvania, and
They're pretty dope.
that is the setting for her best song
Taylor
7.
Swift listens to
what
our
would you do
podcast.
if she's like, oh, I love that, and then she wrote a song.
Oh, if she writes a song about me, it's game over. It's not gonna be good. It's probably better I don't meet her.
I like how it's about you and not us.
I'm the one that brings her up. Literally, so we say this at the end of most episodes. If you want to leave a comment on a specific episode, you can do that on Spotify. Someone begged us to stop talking about Taylor Swift.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
People are like, stop talking about football, which we don't talk about football that much.
Not really.
And people are like, stop talking about Taylor Swift, and we don't talk about her that much.
Like what? Like 3 times?
Out of like 160, the one we just recorded that's going to come out Tuesday is 169. Out of 169 episodes and a couple of bonuses.
It's not like we're marketing.
There's not
for
that
Taylor
much football
Swift.
or Taylor Swift. She doesn't need it. I'm living my truth. I'm not quite a Swiftie, but
I'm a fan.
Folklore is a very, very, very good album.
really liked Red
Let me tie them
in
together.
1989.
Let me tie these two things together.
Tie it, please.
And if the person who's watching this doesn't want it, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. Sports, Aaron Rodgers, new quarterback for the New York Jets. His favorite Taylor Swift album, Folklore, which is mine. So there's
Aaron Rodgers has a Taylor Swift.
Oh, he was at the concert.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
big Swiftie, A-Rod. But anyway, we're not talking about that Taylor because this is spelled Taylor.
Oh, okay.
It's the British way of spelling Taylor.
Taylor.
Now my phone autocorrected it, but I do have a memory, and I remember the U was supposed to be there, and it takes place in Pennsylvania. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
Are you ready?
I'm here.
Are you ready?
You were also being asked.
Yeah, you're kind of like. I feel like
he looked at you.
you're fading in the back a little bit. I
Yeah,
need you to like.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I promise you, I
I'm on
don't
the
smell.
precipice.
And also, let me. I'm not promoting Taylor Swift, but I will promote my favorite clothing company. This is Old Navy. It's affordable. It's cheap. It's
Oh my
comfortable.
God, why are you promoting that?
Because I love Old Navy.
Oh my
I
God.
love
We're
Old
not
Navy.
even getting anything for that. They're just doing it.
Do you really want to be connecting yourself to Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
He's not my quarter. Well, I don't want. Okay, we don't need to talk about football. We're talking about our quarterbacks. Anyways, let's talk about Pennsylvania. Love their sports.
No, we don't.
All right, quote. Before we get into the weird, spooky part of my story, let me get a little background of myself. They don't give a layout of their home, so you're all safe.
Before you start, my wife is officially checked out of this. She stopped watching.
She's like, too much pizza, too much ex-girlfriend stuff. My great-grandma, who was a sweet little old lady, used to give me those pink, brown, and yellow wafer cookies every time she saw me, thus earning the name Grandma Cookie from 3-year-old me. She passed away when I was around 6 or 7 years old. After her passing, my uncle had been given her house, and my family started cleaning out things that they didn't want to keep around. I'd been up in the attic with a friend of mine playing with little trinkets when we found a box. It was a warm summer day, but suddenly I was freezing. I went to ask my friend if they were cold, and behind her was a large mirror that was facing the steps behind me. In the mirror, I made eye contact with my grandma, who was standing at the top of the steps, smiling at us.
Whoa.
Terrified, I turned around to see she was gone. I turned back to my friend, and she asked if I was okay because I'd become very pale.
Yeah.
I told her I felt sick and we should go to my room, or go find my mom. I never had another experience in that house with Cookie. However, my younger cousins had come along, and my aunt and uncle would hear their boys laughing in the middle of the night. And when they were asked what it was, the oldest said a nice old lady came to visit them. Jump forward to present time, and I'm 26 now. I work for a chain pharmacy that I cannot mention. It's probably not CVS. But the pharmacy is located on a high-traffic corner, Walgreens. I'm unfortunately seen a lot of horrifying accidents at this corner.
Why'd you laugh?
I'm not laughing at that part. I'm
Okay.
laughing at obviously it's a CVS or Walgreens.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Or a Rite Aid or a Drug Mart. Yeah, it's one of those. Since I've worked there, I've seen 2 people pass right in front of me. That's
Wow.
pretty traumatic. As we were trying to give them CPR. Nothing had chilled me more than this encounter I just recently had. I started answering the phone, "Thank you for calling insert pharmacy here. How can I help you?" Purposefully leaving out my name because people had started to call corporate being upset because we've been severely understaffed and can't keep up with the workflow. I answered a call, gave my greeting, and didn't hear anything but some static. So I said hello, thinking maybe it was a misdial or bad connection. Then suddenly I heard, "Taylor, it's Cookie." That sounded exactly like my grandma. I was shook and hung up with my hands trembling so bad that I had to take a short break away from the pharmacy, taking a 15. Normally, I wouldn't have thought anything of this if I'd said who I was when I answered the phone. Nobody ever called back to say I hung up on them either. I ended up telling my family about the encounter, and they all wish I'd stayed on the phone to hear what she had to say.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah.
When did the grandma die?
When
It was like 20 years.
Okay.
It's a long time. You know how many different drug marts you got to call?
She's just cold calling drug marts? Or big birds?
There's something very nice about a non-scary. I mean, this is scary. Like, it is scary, but there's always something nice about a heartwarming a tale to kind of break things up.
Just came out were like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was this week. We were
Yes.
very tired during that.
Oh my gosh.
So kind of going back, you've seen an entity, right? Like in your house?
My house?
Or
Where you're living right
No.
now? Where your wife is sleeping?
No. I've not seen
No
that.
cats?
I thought there was a...
No shit.
I mean, the cat, I don't know if that was I don't know, man.
You found hair.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay.
Isaac,
Wait. I didn't hear the hair part.
I don't know what you're talking about.
you told me you found a hair, red hair.
Oh, yeah, that was really weird.
Was
it was
from
on my
beard? Was
face.
it
No.
Are
It
you
was
a fae?
long. It was like this long red hair, and we don't know anybody that has that
Where'd
kind
you
of
find
hair.
it at?
Wrapped up in my ceiling fan.
Oh, that is creepy.
It was really weird.
No.
I forgot about that.
Heartwarming should make you a little cautious, but it's a nice
Yeah,
break
that's true.
from seeing bent over backwards people running in front of you while you're driving.
True. You should be on the guard a little bit, but also comparatively.
Okay, so we're 4 stories in, and based on our structure, our schedule that we have for us, it is now time to release our first
Ooh.
of 3 episode series design. Now, last year we did 6. It was very ambitious. We have a lot of other things going on, obviously, like the space we're in right now. So we only did 3, and we broke it up. Each one of us picked 1 episode.
Mm-hmm.
We pitched the design to our designer, Jalen. Shout out, Jalen. I know you're not here.
What's that saying?
Jalen. I prefer the bent over backwards runners. At least you know what you're getting.
Ugh.
That's fair.
I think it's all caps. Yeah. Oh, it's Yaz.
Yeah, Yaz is here. It's got to be
Wow.
late there. Yaz.
It's super late.
But anyway, so throughout tonight, we're going to be releasing the 3 designs. They're up on our merch store if you want to go check them out. But once we release the design, each one of these episode series designs has a trivia question attached to it. And whoever answers the question first, specific, like some of them might be, I don't know, Charlie's questions. But, whoever answers it correctly in the chat, we will send you that shirt.
This first one's going to be tricky, so
The
you're
first
going
one.
to have to want it.
You gotta want this shirt. If everyone in the chat is ready, we are going to announce the very first merch item.
Then one more message came through. Quote, I die. When the ship was boarded to check where the crew was, it was true. They were strewn throughout the whole deck, and they were, this is a quote from the article, they were found with their teeth bared, with their upturned faces to the sun, staring as if out of fear.
All right, we lost Ben, but that is our first design. It is the Ghost Ships episode. This was Ben's, so when he gets back from getting Charlie water,
I really appreciate him getting a little
Charlie was
heartburn.
like, "Sir, could you please get me just a cup of water?"
I really would appreciate
Could you
a lot.
could you produce a cup of water?
He did
Produce. Good job, Ben.
Thank
So, this was Ben's design. So I'm gonna let Ben talk about it for a minute.
Yeah.
It's on the TV if you need to be reminded what it looks like. Again, shout out Jalen, who is our awesome designer. Take us through your thoughts.
Her
my
bio
friend.
is on the website, I believe.
It is. She's on the Urban.
Jalen is awesome. She's very talented, as you can tell.
This guy's not having a good time.
No.
He's not either, but this guy really looks like he's going through it.
He doesn't have a leg.
It's like if it hit him like this guy's been dealing with it for like 8 minutes, and this guy's like maybe 6.
No, it's this one is based on the Array Medan. I think that's how you say it. I can never.
Orangutan. You said Orango in the episode. People get on you about that.
For sure did.
It's the orangutan
It's
ship.
not more than Alaska. That's
But I think that's the best ghost ship story, other than like the Mary Celeste. I really love that one. And so when we were kind of going over, this one just kind of stuck out. Like, how terrifying would that be to get on a ship and see like the faces open and horror staring at the sky, and then just adding the I die and the night sky. I think was a good touch by Jalen. It was really
She killed the sky. For
she
sure.
did.
The I die was the hardest part. This is probably like version number 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It took a while to find out like where to put the text and.
And the clouds weren't in there. We were like,
No,
can we add
there's
clouds,
no.
please?
Yeah, no, she killed it. So, Your video's lagging. Well, tell it to stop. Tell it to stop.
Mine's doing okay. I have it up here on my
Okay.
phone.
So, if you want to win this shirt, Charlie's going to give you a trivia question, and the very first person to answer it correctly in the chat will get this shirt.
Be real honest. If you were paying attention to what Ben was saying,
What's the name? Of
he
the
might have gave away some answers. Honestly.
Okay. So it's this is giveaway time.
Yeah. Here's a giveaway.
This is the giveaway, and so it's purely based on chat. It's the very first person who answers via chat. They're gonna get it.
This
So,
is not multiple choice.
that's good.
So during the episode, there were 5 ships that were named.
Name all 5.
No, I might just make it a little bit more challenging. I was going to say what were 2 ships that were named. I'm going to say make it 3 ships that were named because Ben gave you 2.
I don't even know 3.
Well, name 3 ships that were named.
No one might get this shirt.
I'm not going to say no one. I think someone's going to get it.
I will be shocked.
If no one gets it after a minute, we'll bring it down to 2. What do they say?
The Nina, the Pink to the Santa Maria. This is a hard one, dude.
It is hard. I told you you're going to want it. It's a cool shirt, though.
I don't think it's fastest internet wins. I think this is hard, dude.
Yeah. The other one is not as hard.
The squawk.
If no one gets after a minute or
No
two.
cheating. No, y'all can cheat. This is open book.
Oh, for sure. Open book.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you what, it's not in the description.
Oh no.
No, but it's in the show notes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, on the website.
Yeah.
Ha!
right.
On the website, believing the bizarre.
Wow, dude, this is hard.
It is hard. Do you want to see the cheat sheet?
I mean, no, it's just gonna have the names.
Yeah.
Well, so we gave the 2 away. What's
Wait,
Ben
somebody's
just gave 2.
okay. So
orangutan boat?
okay, yeah. So okay, you got
What does
2
it
of
say?
them.
What does it say? Mary Celeste?
Yeah,
And what?
I see 3 emojis. That's something. Is that one?
What is it?
Olympia.
No.
Okay.
That's a good guess, though.
The love boat.
Keekly is. I forgot about that one.
What is it?
I don't want to say it and give it away.
The Titanic. Oh man. Wow.
Here, I want you guys to see it. Make sure they don't say it on there if they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The second one.
Okay.
Somebody put that?
Yeah.
Well, they got to put all of them.
Well, she did.
Oh, she put all of them?
Oh, Keekly.
So we got a
Wait.
winner.
Oh, Keekly. Right. The bell. Yeah.
We got a winner.
All right.
Oh, wow. We got a winner.
Keekly coming
that was
through.
fast.
Be honest, Keekly. Did you go to the website?
It's totally cool if you did.
Oh, it's 100% cool if you did, but there's no way you just remember
You
that.
have the dome? I didn't know it.
Wow, that is.
The Hunky Chunk came in there second, too.
Oh, you went to the website. That's
Good.
clutch. Thank you for giving
Smart.
us a page view. We appreciate that.
I told you this one's going to be difficult. You get this.
Yeah,
Good
so
job.
Keekly, hit us up on probably Instagram. Instagram
Yes,
is probably
I know
the
they're on
best.
Instagram.
If you're hit us up on Instagram and we'll
They
get
want to
that
see the
sent
cake.
out. The what?
The cake. Oh,
The cake.
what cake?
What do you? I don't see it on here. Where's,
No, they want to see the cake when we pull it out.
Who does?
Keekly.
Did you talk about this previously outside this chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. On Instagram.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's a
That's
story.
that's
He
totally
went to the
fine.
Big Bird.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right.
So now we're gonna get back to some stories. We will be
Yes.
coming out with our second design shortly. Do you want to put it back to their main logo? Is that what's
Yeah.
next? There it is. That's us.
All right.
Cool. Hit us with some more bizarre stories, Charlie, from our listeners, with
All right.
a little bit less than a full episode of paranormal.
So
Encounter.
this first listeners episode, Jesus Christ, it's just ingrained in my brain
it's
now.
45 minutes long.
This is
If
from
you
a
need me to
listener.
mouth some sound effects, I can do it for you.
Appreciate it. This is from a listener named Justin.
Yeah.
From your favorite state, Chicago.
Oh, the state of Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it goes.
Is
like
it actually in
this.
Chicago or is it Illinois?
It actually is in Chicago.
Of course it is. That is Illinois.
So it goes like this. Quote. So my parents bought their first home in 1995 and are still currently living in it. When I was 1 year old, I got old. So I was 1 year old, and as I got older, I would say till about 10 years old, I was always scared of the closet in my bedroom. So there's a story of my neighbors told my parents that the previous owner's son was hit by a train across from the house and passed away, and that my bedroom was the kid's old room, which I didn't have any proof about, but I don't think they would lie about that kind of thing. Who knows? So when I would go to bed, it always felt like someone was watching me from the closet. So I started to leave the light on, and for about 2 years I did this. The first thing that happened I thought was weird was when I heard a noise in the closet one night, and the light was on, and the light had this long pull chain on it, and I remember hearing the noise of movement and looking into the closet from my bed. I could see the chain hanging there perfectly still, and since I was starting to get scared, I closed my eyes for a couple of seconds, and when I opened them back up, the pull chain was moving back and forth. For a year or two, small things would happen, like weird noises and stuff. But this one night, I had this fire truck in the closet, and I remember I didn't have the closet light on, and I had the door closed. I started hearing small noises in the closet, and I could see at the bottom of the door, on the floor, there's a gap. And in this gap, I could see the fire truck lights flashing on and off inside the closet. I told my parents about it, but they never believed me.
Of course.
My mom kind of did, because she slept in there a couple times, and she said the same thing, that it felt like someone was watching her. But the fire truck was the last time anything visually happened. And as I got older, nothing really happened until one night I was in 7th grade. And my best friend was spending the night. And he was on the floor, and I was in my bed. And we stayed up late into the night. Everyone was sleeping. So when we finally turned off the lights, I was laying there, and I heard a voice come from the closet. It was faint, but I heard it. And I didn't want to scare my buddy, so I didn't say anything until my friend was like, "Hey, did you hear that?" And I instantly got this heavy feeling in my chest. And I said, "What did you hear?" And he said, "It sounded like a voice in the closet." So I jumped up and turned the bedroom light on and looked at my friend and was like, "Yeah, I heard that too." So I closed the closet door, and we took this chair I had in my room, and we stood it under the door handle, kind of like you would do to step up from the door. And after that, we got our stuff, and we went to sleep in the living room. But we closed the bedroom door, so the next morning, we got up around 6 a.m. before anyone else would wake up. I opened the door to my room, and the chair was in the middle of the room, and the closet was wide open. I remember asking my parents that morning when they woke up if any of them went into my room during the night, and they both said no. So that scared me and my friend. We are now 27, and we still talk about this thing that came from the closet, and how we don't know because we wedged a chair there under the handle. And that's where we're going to end that.
So if that was your episode, would you have called it The Thing from the Closet?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my
For
goodness.
sure.
That's a really good story.
That is a terrifying story.
That's like a perfect snapshot. But you see what I mean. Like, you see why we're doing this, right? Like, could you imagine, like, all right, thank you, we'll see you next week. Right? Like, that's why we're doing these stories here. But that doesn't make them not good stories. Like,
It's still a good
it's
story.
a really good story.
Even the little ones deserve, like, their moment.
I like all the comments. Horror movie dad, check. Birds in the wall, check. Classic horror movie parents, yes. Typical horror movie parents, y'all know. But, like...
Did I ever tell you guys about the...
Oh, here we go.
Did I ever tell you guys about the...
How you got possessed? Or...
No, I didn't get possessed.
You killed
Abducted.
You killed a knot deer.
No. I used
Good
to hear
jerky.
this sound when I was sleeping at my house when I was growing up as a kid, and like I would get up and it's just like this,
Oh.
and it's like I'm like at first when I first heard it, I was like, dude, this has got to be like Santa. Like, like he's checking on me. Like he's seeing if I'm good. Like that's like like, and I'm telling my parents this. I'm like, dude, I heard Santa, and this is like summer. You know? It's 85.
Mom, dude, I heard Santa.
Then you're so bad that Santa has to come around in June just to make sure you're not messing around.
This kid's messing up. Like, he's not using the wishes I gave him. So I keep hearing this sound, and it's like going over the course of the week. It's just like a... Now, where my room is, like, my room's like... My brother and I sleep in this room, and it's in the back of the house, second story. My parents sleep in the room across the hall, and then my sister sleeps in the other room, and then there's the bathroom right next to us. And so it's not a huge second floor, but it's, big enough.
Sizable.
And it's like, and I sleep with a fan on, and I can still hear like that. And I'm like, okay, like this is like 5 nights in a row, and I keep hearing this, and I get up and I'm walking around like my second story, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and it was my dad snoring.
That's all it was?
Yeah. And
My god.
But it was just like, I was like in my sister's room, standing by the attic,
out.
because the attic goes up through her room, and I'm like standing there at the door listening, and I can still hear it. It sounded like it was in the room, but then I got like close to my dad's room, and I could hear, and I was like standing next to him like a creepy ass kid,
Just like,
and I was just like,
over him.
and he's just like,
And then
I'm
you
like,
discover
oh,
dad is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Your dad is
My
sleep
dad-
apnea machine for Christmas.
my
Yeah.
dad is Santa Claus, and he haunts my house. So.
There's the home layout that you guys are looking for.
Oh, the
For
infamous.
Yeah. You know what we should do after we do our next two? You should tell the bathroom story.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
That was a Patreon thing, but this is everyone.
The bathroom.
The
Like
bathroom
the
story.
thudding.
Your creepy ass bathroom.
You're the
Oh,
thudding.
okay.
Well, tell that after we do
I have that one, and then I have the red eyes. Did I tell you the red eyes story?
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know that one either.
Okay.
I definitely want the bathroom one though.
Okay.
All right. Did you just tell? You just
Yeah,
did a
My
story.
first one, yeah.
Okay. So here's my first from the second group. This comes to us.
Lady nice.
What?
My dad snores sounds like a monster too.
This comes to us from Zach in Texas in 2019.
A lot of Texas stories.
Yeah, it's a short one. Quote, in the fall of 2019, I was working for the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. I was working 12-hour shifts from 1,400 hours to 20. So that's 2 to 8. 2 to 8.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea.
Yeah. You've never played Grand Theft Auto?
No.
That's where I learned. Hamilton County is about 45 minutes from Fort Hood, so I would use helicopters. I was used to helicopters flying around at night. At about midnight, I was driving north from the city of Hamilton on U.S. Highway 281. As I was crossing a bridge over the Leon River, a white ball of light flew over my patrol unit right above the tree line. It was completely silent. As it passed over my car, it turned to the northwest and began to fly towards Stephenville, Texas. I've never seen anything like that before, and it was the only time I've ever seen anything like it. I've seen shooting stars, and that was definitely not a shooting star.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's definitely something I want to get more into is military stories. There's
Military.
a lot of good military stories, and I have a lot of respect for the military. I think they have a lot of good stories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're often paying attention and patrolling. Like, I feel like where their focus is different than, like, everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they text and drive, but, like, other than that, like us, I mean, we're all, but, like, they probably focus on different things, and they're up
Yeah.
at different hours.
Different hours for sure. Like, I've heard some crazy stories from the Middle East.
The orbs at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.
That's a song.
Okay.
Oh,
It
is it?
sounded too poetic to not be a
that
song.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh. But that's just a good UFO story, right? Like, you just see an unexplainable.
What did that say?
This is all of Ohio. Just unknown lights in the sky. That's the paranormal encounter. You just in and out, and you see something. What is that? This gunshots?
I heard that too. It's probably the highway.
Just the highway.
Highway's right there.
All right, Chalele. You move on
Number
to your
two.
next one.
Number 2. This is a Sophia.
That means it's anonymous. They don't want you to know their
story.
name. We should just say it, and we can all go to their house and be like, we told. We told
This one's from the UK though.
the uck.
Yeah.
Be okay, buddy.
I hear something. It
It is
doesn't.
something out
It's
there.
the semi truck.
Okay.
The
All
semi
right.
truck's hitting like a bump.
They gotta stop it. All right. Number 2.
Respect.
Quote. My parents had left me home to go shopping, leaving me and my dog home alone. A few hours, about 2.5,
Into me being alone, I hear my door violently shaking. The door keeps getting caught on the latch I had put it on. Thinking it was my parents, I ran downstairs to the second floor of my house, and I was on the third story, and I see a shadow at the door with the door opening, getting caught in the latch and closing. My dog stood at the top of the stairs just staring. I was wondering whether it was my parents or not, so I head to the window to check for my dad's car. It was not there. Frightened, I ran down to the kitchen that I had a view of the door. It stopped opening as I arrived at the door, and I saw nothing. Not a person running away or anything. Just no one was there. I grabbed my dog, still staring at the door, and head to the living room, calling my cousin on the verge of tears. Ever since when I would go upstairs and walk past that door, I would get the feeling that someone or something was watching. End story.
Creepy.
Save the dog though. Right?
Yeah,
Gotta
so
grab the
The
dog.
dog's like, what the?
That's just a little
was
dog,
like,
just
what's
like
going
picking
on?
it up, like running.
Yeah. Well, my dogs, they're
Not
huge.
my dog.
My dogs are like, the giants.
Yeah,
I
you'd be
cannot-
like,
I'd have to like do some deadlifting.
y'all
to
could
get
take
them.
my dogs.
Because one's like 65 and the other one's like 70 pounds.
These are my pups.
Yeah.
These are hounds.
They are hounds. They're monsters.
Ah.
They would never stand still and watch the door swing slowly. Oh, what's that big message?
That is a big. So I recently drove to Houston for a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
That's pretty dope.
I hope you heard
Yeah.
Wet Sand. I didn't get Wet Sand when I saw
I
them.
like snow.
Snow's good.
Snow's
Dark
very
Necessities is
I like
too.
Scar Tissue. That might be my favorite song.
Scar
Tissue,
Tissue.
which
We've all
song?
said very good songs.
I got
Since the hotel missed my
100% of that.
reservation, I drove home after the concert. That's how I stumbled up. Oh, your podcast. I love that for you. A memory of this podcast will always be tied to Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think that's awesome. And
That's very
I'm
cool.
sorry that you didn't get Wet Sand. You noticed how since John came back, they don't play any of the songs that they played with Josh. Like I'm with you, I'm beside you, and the Getaway. Like they don't play those songs because they were after John.
I got 100% on Scar Tissue on Rock Band
That's true.
vocally, which is crazy for me because I'm not that good.
Man, Rock Band. Those were the days.
Back in college.
Tyler miming for us. That's what I bring to the table. Stadium Arcadium was the best album. I was 14 when that came out, so I was very
California
very
Cation?
impressionable. Nope. That's Danny California, Snow, Charlie, Hump to Bump, Storm
Be
in a
real
Teacup.
honest, I'm not like that down with their discography.
Well, cool. All right, so this is our last story before we go into another episode series design, trivia, and some other stuff.
Bunch of stuff coming up.
Some other exciting stuff. So this comes to us from Richie from the large state of Montana. Do you guys know what the capital of Montana is?
Billings.
No.
Helena.
What?
I
Helena.
don't know.
Good job, guys.
I've been in Montana.
I've been there.
I have been there. I was at Billings.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had testicles there.
That's right. What are they called? Oysters.
Rocky
That's
Mountain
the only
oysters.
time you've had them.
It is.
Because you don't have any.
Oh, I see.
Was Montana? The Montana was the Hamilton Lights. Was that
Yeah.
Montana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to. I want to
do
get
too.
me some Montana.
I keep interrupting you, but
No. That's fine.
because I was at the bar with my dad and this lady that had known him because he was working there, and so on and off. And brought
You
me
want
there.
some nuts?
Well, she was like, "Why don't you let him go swim in the river?" And he was like, "We're not going to be here that long."
That's such a random thing.
I think it's what they have to do there.
The boy looks like he wants to go swim in the river. I don't think that's in
I think
Montana.
my dad was like, "We gotta go."
It was the
Here, eat
city.
these testicles.
It was
We gotta get outta
Montana, West Virginia. I was eating in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia when I went to go see Dave Matthews with Ethan and Matt,
The fried
and we had
eggs.
some fried deviled eggs.
I would not eat that.
Fried deviled eggs.
I don't like
Tasty.
mayonnaise.
Then you wouldn't like
I
it.
don't like mayonnaise.
That's okay.
here. Mayonnaise, a lot of testicles.
I didn't like them.
But I mean, like, mayonnaise, theirs.
We're gonna move on.
All right, let's go to Richie in Montana, and this is just 2 years ago in 2021. If you could believe that was 2 years ago.
What happened 3 years ago?
COVID.
Start of this podcast.
podcast. Yeah, it is the 7th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like the 7th. I think when did our trailer come out? The 4th?
Yeah.
I think our trailer came out the 4th, and then our episodes
Dropped.
came out the 7th.
Yeah.
We dropped 3 of them, so y'all could binge.
What's that say?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Anyway, back to our good friend Richie in Montana. Quote, "Hi, Charlie and Tyler.
Hello.
They put your name first. I like that.
Heck yeah.
We made a joke one time about that, and people were like really hammering that.
They really were.
It's always funny to see what people attach
I
to.
miss it, actually.
I know, now it's back to Tyler
I
and
know,
Charlie.
I
I'm
hate
sorry.
it, like-
You don't hate it. It doesn't matter. I've been listening to you guys' podcast for a while, and when you mentioned you were thinking about doing a Bigfoot episode, I wanted to submit my story to y'all.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
So Charlie's checked out. He's
Yes.
like counting the lights on the
Mentally,
wall.
I'm not here right now.
My story is about my dad, Mark, and it takes place in October 2021 in south central Montana. My dad has always been a big bird hunter, but this year he decided to replace his yearly pheasant hunting trip to South Dakota to go elk hunting in Montana with his two friends. The ranch he was staying at is outside of Big Timber, Montana, which is in the Crazy Mountains, or the Crazies. I didn't know that was a thing. These are the mountains that are part of the Northern Rocky Mountains, and they're also known for good elk hunting. On this day, my dad and his two friends were looking for elk about 2 miles away from their lodge. The ranch they were staying at had about 20 acres of land and is called Grovenzer Ranch. Anyway, they were all looking for elk when they saw something. Blank distance away from them, they saw a creature. My dad describes it as being rich black in color and astonishingly fast. The creature was sprinting up a hill when it jogged a bit to the right and then disappeared off the trail to the left and vanished into the woods. It ran for about 100 yards in only 2 or 3 seconds. He emphasized how unreal the speed was every time he tells me the story. He says it was unlike anything he's ever seen before. All 3 of the guys saw it at the same time, and all of their jaws instantly dropped. They were all shocked and honestly like, what the hell was this thing? My dad says the land that it was on was privately owned, so they weren't able to pursue the creature. They all would have gone to look for it, but they didn't have the rights or permission to go on the land. He swears to this day that it was Bigfoot, and he can't explain it any other way.
Sounds like a Bigfoot to me.
Sounds like a bit. I mean,
Pretty
hey,
interesting.
Sounds like an athletic Bigfoot to me.
It does.
if you see a big 7-foot hairy thing, it's a Bigfoot, right? I mean,
What about a 5'8", 5'8"?
It's not a Bigfoot,
That's
though.
a Charlie.
Yeah, that's just me.
That's just Charlie. All right, y'all. So we're taking a little bit of an intermission from stories here. We got some more exciting stuff coming up.
Oh, boy.
We got a new merch item. We got a new Patreon tier we're going to drop. And a little bit of a celebration for being 3 years.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to take the time to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight and celebrating this 3-year anniversary
I'm
with
having
us.
so much fun. I'm so glad you're all here.
It's very relaxed. It's a very relaxed setting, and I appreciate that. It's always nice to kind of be chill. But that said, this is the design that I suggested. And just for a fun fact, I was close to doing the Devil's Hole. I was going to be doing magic.
I was close to this.
Magic throwing, I think it was me, a goat in the hole. I was close to doing the Devil's Hole, and I also wanted to do the Selkie with a cheese grater.
I was close to the Selkie as well.
Yeah, I know you were close as well. We were going to do a cheese grater. But this one was just too easy, and I think this is one people will actually really like.
Yeah.
So without further ado, this is our second episode series design for this year. Banging on her front door around 2 a.m. She looked out the window and saw fresh footprints in the snow, and the motion light at their front door was on. So she went and woke up her husband and asked him to see who was at the door. When he opened the door, there were 2 children standing in the snow. All right, so that was our Black Eyed Kids, and Jalen killed this one. Literally, I was like, listen, this is what I want. I want snow. I want 2 kids with black eyes, and I want them pulling back the window curtains. And as you can see, absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Like, this was a 1 drafter. Like, she sent the first draft over, and we were like, this is excellent. So I think it's fitting. It's popular. It's not like a super popular thing, like as big as like a Bigfoot, but it's also something I think a lot of people who are in the paranormal world or like paranormal content knows about. Is it scary enough that I probably wouldn't wear it on a shirt? Maybe, maybe, I don't know. But
What if you could make it glow in the dark?
I
I don't know if we have that.
I don't think we have the capability, but
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing.
So that you just see the kids, like if you're wearing it while you're sleeping,
Uh,
your wife comes in like, honey, oh my God, what's on your stomach?
All right, I will never go to sleep before my wife, so it's never gonna happen.
Well, maybe she gets up in the morning to get ready.
That's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
true. All right, so same thing as last time. I'm gonna give y'all a trivia question that has to do with the Black Eyed Kids.
It's gonna be easier.
It's gonna be much easier, I think, if you listen to the episode. And the
first
person, but you have to be specific. It'd be like let me just explain. So if I was like, what kind of car does Charlie drive, and you said like a black car, yes, but I'd be looking for like a Toyota. Like I need a little bit more specific than just like
A Kia.
I'll let you know, but I just wanna at least say that. So if you guys, this is it's
giveaway time.
Giveaway time.
Giveaway.
It is a giveaway time.
It's like, no.
For this awesome Black Eyed Kid shirt. First answer gets it, and here is the trivia question. In one of the most popular Black Eyed Kid stories, a man named Brian in Texas witnessed a Black Eyed Kid come to his car door while he was by a movie theater. What was Brian doing in his car when they approached him? And please be specific. I think this is easier than
being
Charles.
in his car.
What was he doing in his car? And you can't nope, this is the 90s. He was not reading a text.
Good guess though.
See, okay, check, yes, but what was it to pay? You guys are really close. What was the bill? What was he writing the bill for? No, not cable. Not internet.
Who said it?
Texas.
Nerd.
Texas.
You got it.
Yes.
Paying the internet.
You know what? Hold up. Who said filling out a check to pay his bills?
I'm sorry. It's not. I would.
Yeah, but Texas didn't say that. Texas just said internet.
Well, because
You were prompting.
What was the bill?
I'll do
Did it
both.
say-
I'll do both.
All right,
I'll do
kind.
both.
Daniel Banana,
Banana, and Texas.
the big Texas nerd.
I'm a softie. I'll give it to both y'all.
Really nice.
I am a nice guy. Daniel, Banana. I'm just saying it over and over again so I can remember. Okay, so Daniel, Banana, and Texas. Texas nerd. Hit us up on
Instagram, please.
Instagram, and we'll
And
send
say
you,
who you are.
who you are and what you said,
State your purpose.
and y'all get these shirts. But you gotta wear them. You're not just bedtime shirts.
And you got to take pictures and send them to
Yeah,
us.
you gotta and take pictures and post them on phone poles in
On the
your
media.
town. Put them everywhere.
Are we doing the game now or doing the other thing now?
What's the other thing?
Patreon, game, punt. What do y'all want to do?
Like either the cake or the Patreon.
We should do the cake while we're doing the game.
Okay, eat the cake while we're doing the game.
First person in the chat. Would you rather us play a Patreon game or would you rather us release our new Patreon tier? We'll let y'all decide. First person to say Patreon or game. We're gonna do that first. The power is out there.
No one's listening anymore.
I know they're
They all
like,
checked out
what?
now.
Once the trivia and the giveaway's over. All right, game. All right.
Game.
All right. So for those of y'all that follow us on Patreon, you know this, and we're only gonna do one round. You know, we're not. It's already 10:10. We're not trying to be here forever. For us, it's 10:10. For those of you on Patreon, y'all know this as "Do You Believe the Bizarre?" And Ben is gonna take us through one round of the game. The way the game works is there are 3 stories. They're shorter. We asked Ben to keep them a little bit shorter. Well, that they already were. So Ben's going to tell us 3 stories. 2 of them are real, and 1 of them is fake. And Charlie and I compete against each other to find out which one Ben wrote. So it's basically which of these stories is fake and Ben wrote, and we have to guess.
And they can play along as well.
Oh yeah, please play along.
Yeah, give us hints.
Well, what do you think it is? Tell us what number you think.
Yes. So without further ado,
Are you guys ready?
this is Do You Believe the Bizarre? This is one of our Patreon games, and let's get started.
Do you want to explain how it is played and who gets to pick first?
Typically, the loser of the last round of the last game gets to pick first, which is, I'd say, 89% of the time is me.
True, but
today-
this is the continuation of earlier.
It's
So
true.
technically, it's your turn.
It is my turn because
You
we're
can just go.
continuing.
You can just
I
go.
was going to go.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Story 1: The Jumping Dead. When my dad was a teenager in the late 1950s, he used to work as a dishwasher at a
Wait. You have to insult us first. That's what
Oh
we
yeah,
did.
you have to insult
Yeah,
us.
Okay.
it's-
You
yeah.
just didn't come.
Well,
Nincompoops.
in this
Nimrods,
game-
Dumbos.
These knuckleheads are going to
Knucklehead.
try to guess which story I wrote. Whichever story is the worst is the one that Charlie will pick.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you.
You ready?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
good.
All right. The Jumping Dead. When my dad was a teenager in the late 1950s, he used to work as a dishwasher at a Mexican restaurant that was near the local cemetery. To get to work, he could either walk the long way around the cemetery, which was twice as far, or cut straight through it. More often than not, he'd opt to go through the cemetery. Sometimes he got off late at night, or at least after dark, but would take the cemetery route because it was faster. Being 15 years old, though, the cemetery still freaked him out, so he'd run, not walk through it on his way home. One night, he was running through the cemetery on his way home, and someone had dug an open grave that was right in his usual path. It was dark, he didn't see it, and he fell in. Now, my dad is not a very big guy, and he spent the next couple of hours trying to figure out how to get out of this open grave. Eventually, he decided to give up, at least until he could see what was going on or someone came along, and he sat down in the corner. A little while later, he hears the sound of someone else running through the cemetery, another kid on his way home. So guess what? The kid falls in the open grave with my dad, but doesn't notice him. My dad sits there watching the kid try to get out for a few moments before he says, "You know, you're never going to get out of here."
Yeah.
My dad said the kid jumped 6 feet straight up out of that grave and ran off.
That's the story?
That's the story.
So funny.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
god. What's that?
Almost missed the stream, but you're
No,
here.
you're here.
And you
That
still
is
you still have a
hysterical.
chance. You still have a chance to win one of our shirts,
Oh
so
my
you're
God.
not too late. That's funny.
All right. You guys ready for story number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is called Goodbye, Jack. It was an oddly quiet, full moon evening just after dinner time. My mom was packing up to get out of the hospital before the nighttime rush of ER visits because she wasn't on call that night, and full moons are bonkers at hospitals. She got halfway down the hall and realized that she still had her lab coat on, so she turned around to hang it back in the lab. In the county hospital's main hallway, you turn right to go to the ER waiting room and turn left to go through the double doors that take you to the laboratory. Mom saw my friend Nora's older brother Jack pacing in the hallway in front of the ER doors, like he was trying to decide whether to go in. Jack was 18 or 19 at this time, and my mom knew him relatively well because he'd often babysat Nora and me when I went to their house to play. Mom waved to Jack, and he didn't seem to see her, so she walked closer and said, "Hey Jack, everything okay?" She said Jack looked right through her like she wasn't even there, and then walked through the ER doors. Not through them, like pushing them open to walk in. He walked through the doors without the doors moving and disappeared behind them. She shook it off and assumed she was tired from her 12-hour shift and drove the 30 minutes home. When Mom got home, I'm in the kitchen crying hysterically with my dad trying to console me. When we realized she was home, my dad looked up at her, about to explain what was happening. Without him saying a word, Mom asked me very calmly, "Honey, did Jack die today?" I burst into even deeper sobs, and my dad told her that yes, we just got a call about 10 minutes ago that Jack was in a car accident. He was rushed to my mom's hospital and died there. The doctors were unable to save him from his injuries, but how could Mom know that?
Interesting.
All right.
That one's kind of a downer, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
That one was funny, and then we got a downer.
All right, you ready for the last one?
Last
Yeah.
one.
All right. Laughing. Nighttime in our house is a bit chaotic. The kids are running around. My husband is usually yelling at them to be quiet, or he's on a work call. Nothing ever seems relaxing, and the house is filled with noise. On this particular night, my husband and I were trying to collect our children and get them upstairs to brush their teeth and go to their rooms. He had been upstairs helping the younger two brush their teeth while I supervised the older two kids who were finishing up cleaning up their toys. All of a sudden, I heard crying coming from the second floor. I ran to the stairs expecting to see my daughter at the top of the stairs sobbing. I knew her cry, and this sounded just like her. I yelled out, "Sasha, are you okay?"
She walked out of the bathroom with a toothbrush in her mouth, followed by my husband. Why is she crying? I asked John. She's not. She's brushing her teeth, he said. I chalked it up to being tired, as I could see Sasha clearly wasn't crying, and Aaron was also in the bathroom with John. I turned to walk back into the living room when I heard the crying again. I looked at the top of the stairs, but John and the kids were back in the bathroom. I could see him leaning against the wall, waiting for them to finish brushing their teeth. As I turned the corner, my oldest, Lisa, asked why Sasha had been crying. I told her Sasha was fine and to finish cleaning, but deep down I was terrified. I knew I heard crying that night, but none of it belonged to any of my children.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So just a reminder, the way this works is Charlie and I each have to guess which one we think Ben wrote, which one was fake. Not that the other ones are definitely real. They were just they were not written by Ben. And Charlie and I can not guess the same one. And for anyone that joined us late, we're playing a Patreon game, and this is producer Ben over here. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, or if you've already been in Patreon with us, you know who he is. So do you want to guess first? Do you want me to guess first? How are we doing this?
Yeah. Sorry, I was not on my tooth. I'm good.
How do you want to do it? You want to get me to
Yeah,
guess?
I want to guess first.
All right, he's like, yeah, I want to win. So.
I do. I'm gonna guess. I think I'm leaning toward number 3. I hope that's what the chat's saying too. I'm not sure. Number 3. I think it's number 3 as well. I'm gonna go with number 3.
I think it's number 3. But I can't guess number 3 because Charlie guessed number 3.
Yeah.
I should have accepted it and went first. Damn. I do think it's 3. I'll go with number 1. This is the same thing we've done the whole night, except reverse.
So Tyler goes with the believable cobra.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And Charlie goes with the believable
Rattlesnake.
Charlie's right.
Yeah, it was definitely 3. There was the family ties to it.
I won!
Nice job, dude.
I never win.
Nice job, Charlie. Round of applause. You know what? Why don't you celebrate with some cake?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but why don't you tell your shower story?
Yeah, Ben's gonna listen. This is what we're gonna do. Charlie wanted to celebrate in professional and traditional fashion with a real cake, but we're not just gonna have you guys watch us while we have cake because that's awkward. And if anyone wants to come to our studio in Akron, Ohio, you're welcome to get some cake right now. But Ben has a personal story that he's told us before, and it's really creepy. And so I'm gonna give the floor to you. You're allowed to eat cake too, Ben. But
Thanks.
But this is a real story that lean in so they can see. I want the emotion to come through, and yep, just like that.
All right.
Perfect.
So I live in an old house. Was built in 1901, and it's one of the things we love about the house is how big it is. But
how haunted it is.
Yeah, it is certainly haunted. And right away, like when we first moved in, one of the things that was happening. It was at night, and this is leading into the shower story, but this was at night, and I had gone down to start some laundry, come back up. I'm shutting down the house. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden I start hearing this bang. I was like, boom, and I'm walking around the house trying to figure this out. So I'm walking through my living room, bang, I can't figure out. I'm like looking, and we have a large wraparound porch, so I'm looking out of all my windows, expecting to see someone sitting there. And there's no one there.
Oh, cake.
Cake is there.
You see it?
No, no.
Kinda.
What do we? What does it say?
Oh,
you mean do they see it?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Was the person that made this cake a listener?
No.
Well, then, what does it say? Read it to him.
Happy 3rd anniversary of Building the Bazaar.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking around the house, I keep hearing this boom. And I kind of narrow it down. It's coming from the back of my house. So I walk to the back of my house. And the way the back of my house is set up, home layout time, is we have a bathroom. And then we have a door that goes into our mudroom, which goes to outside. And so our outside, we have woods behind our house. And I keep hearing this loud bung sound. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is this? So I'm looking at it. And because it's built in 1901, the window is like that big. It's like a porthole. And I'm looking, and I'm expecting to see someone standing on my patio looking in the window at me. And bung again. I'm like, oh my God, there's no one out there. So I kind of figure out, okay, if it's not coming from outside, and it's not coming from my kitchen or mudroom, it means it's coming from downstairs. So I walk over to my basement, and I open the door, and it bung again. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, here it goes. And so I'm looking, and I'm staring, and I'm expecting to see, like, Dracula turn the corner and start coming up the stairs. And I just keep hearing, bung! And I'm like, oh. So I walk down, I turn the lights on, and we have an old basement. It's not finished. It's an old concrete floor that's uneven, and a big brick, like, chimney is coming up from the center. And I go into the back corner, and bungs really loud. And I look up, and it's my hot water pipes pushing water into my washer, and they're banging against the rafters. So I'm like, okay, well, that scared me. So fast forward about 2 weeks, I'm in my shower, and I start hearing, and the way our shower is, like, you gotta come up the stairs, and then when you come up the stairs, you're on level ground, and then to get into my bathroom, you have to take about an 8-inch step up, and that's where the floor is. And so I'm taking a shower, and I hear someone come in. And so I'm thinking it's one of my kids, because they'd never give you a minute's peace, and I open the curtain, and no one's standing there. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, maybe it's just me, thinking it's, nothing. So like the next night, taking another shower, because I like to be clean, and in the shower, again, I hear the step, because it makes a very distinct sound, and I can feel the pressure, like, of someone stepping into the bathroom, because the shower's right by it. And so I'm like, oh, okay, it's my oldest daughter. She's going to the bathroom because she's the oldest. She's a little bit heavier than the other kids because she's younger. Open the shower curtain. No one's there. So fast forward about 3 weeks later, I asked my middle daughter to go out and get something out of my car. And my car is parked back kind of by the woods, and she comes back, and this is about fall time. So she comes back, and she's sobbing. She's crying. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, there's a shadow out there following me. And I'm like, honey, it's just the light from the neighbors that's playing tricks on you. And so she's like freaking out about it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, Charlie, it's okay. My daughter's name is Charlie.
Yeah, it's not me.
Not named after this
Charlie
Charlie.
was not in the bathroom.
Yeah.
With Ben.
I was in Ben's house.
Yeah,
the
haunting my house. And so she like freaks out. And then ever since then, she starts crying. She'd go upstairs to take a shower. And she'd be up there, and I would just hear sobbing. And I'd go upstairs, and I'd be like, Charlie, what's going on? She's like, I see shadows playing on the curtains. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, Charlie, so for like the next 2 weeks, me or my wife had to be up there while she took a shower so she didn't see the ghost. And so around this time, I'm talking to my wife about it. And I'm like, what do you think, honey? And she goes, I never wanted to say anything. She goes, but I always hear someone walk into the bathroom too. And there's never anyone in there.
You're right. Basic ass shadow people.
Yep, basic ass shadow people. And do you want to hear the red eyes too?
I don't know what that is.
The red eyes?
Yeah, give it to us.
Okay.
Unleash all your.
I think I've told you guys the story before, but maybe not. So my buddy Neil owns, his family owns a plot of land.
I know Neil.
Yeah, up in Geneva, and it's a private lake. And they have a couple lakes on there. And the first time we went out there, like, we'd go out there to the cottage, and we would just drink and be shitheads because we were in college, and that's what we do. So we were up there one night, and we go up, like, Friday night, stay Friday, stay Saturday, come home Sunday. So we go up there, and it was Saturday night, and we were drinking, and I was sitting down on the dock, and the dock was out on the lake. And where this lake was, it kind of had, where his cottage was, it kind of had like a U, like a little parabola or inverted parabola. So the opposite side of the shore was closer to our dock than it was around. And so I'm sitting down there drinking, just hanging out. And I look across and I see like 2 like red dots like in the woods. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like there's a cottage over there. There must be someone's brake lights shining through the night, and they're leaving or something, although it's 2:30 in the morning, that's a little late. So the next morning, I get up and I'm asking Neil, and I'm like, hey, did you guys hear, or it's like, whose cottage is across the lake from me? Because there's no cottage. I'm like, well, it must be the road must have been there. I'm like, because I saw the brake lights. I saw two red lights coming from there. And he goes, what? He goes, did you really? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, tell my brother. And so his older brother, who was like 6 months older than me. He's like, what did you see? And I told him, I said, hey, I saw these 2 like red dots. And he's like, dude, that's red eyes. He goes, and from when Neil, my buddy, was a kid, his older brother would tell him about the red eye monster that lived across the lake. And
why didn't he tell me
That's
that
really creepy.
when we were getting photos of him in his backyard?
I remember that.
He
I
should have
remember
mentioned
that story.
I don't know. I don't know why he...
These are leftover plates from my son's second birthday
That's
party.
good cake. Good cake.
Yeah. By the way, Ben, while you're telling your story, they said that they thought you were like a scrawny little kid that looked like tech nerd that looked like a kid.
Yeah.
And then they decided now you're the cool uncle.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I got 3 kids.
Hopefully, you have you're a better Uncle Ben than other Uncle Bens that have existed in the world.
Yeah.
That haven't actually existed. All right. So before we get to our stories and our final merch item, our final episode series design,
Clear eyes.
we are dropping our 4th tier on Patreon. And this, like, our very first Patreon is a big part of when Ben got involved. Like, we were kind of stumped.
Yeah.
We used to go on long walks around my neighborhood pitching ideas. Because I feel like once you launch your Patreon tiers, you can't really pull back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't promise all this stuff and then not do it. So it needed to be something that, one, we wanted to do. Because if we don't want to do it, then it'll show, you know, that we're not enjoying it. And we want to make it something that we thought you guys would like. But also, find this balance of, like, what fits our schedule, what do we want to do, what do we think other people might want,
Fits our schedule.
researching other people's things that they were doing. And so it took us 6 months to make our first Patreon tiers. And we've been coming up with ideas for a while now for a new tier. And during some of our Patreon Google Hangouts is where we actually came up with the name, and we pitched it to the people in the Google Hangout, and they liked it. So our 4th tier, which will be at $25, is called the Not tier.
Ooh.
Like the not deer, but
Get it?
it's the Not tier. And, well, let me say this. Not even counting this tier, we are introducing more bonus content.
There's more stuff on top of just this tier.
Yeah, so we have more bonus content in our existing tiers.
So if you're already like a 2, 5, and a 10.
2, 5, or 10, then we got some other stuff that might be coming your way as well. First thing, which I know Ben is super excited about, is horror movie reviews. This isn't like our Netflix watch parties where it'll be like a formal sit down, we watch it. This is either going to be me by myself, maybe even Ben by himself, me and Ben together in here, or going to the movies. It's going to be watching a movie, and then a horror movie, and then an immediate reaction. Might be 5 minutes, might be 15 minutes. Something like Nope, you might get at 25 minutes if it's like that Slender Man, the terrible Slender Man movie from like 2016.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like 5 minutes and it's just like, this was dog shit. But I realize, one of my favorite things about the paranormal and what brought me here is horror movies. So the more that I can incorporate that and believe in the bizarre and the things that we do, the better.
This is one of the things where I'm just going to take a hard pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
And I'll probably, if it needs any editing, I'll probably do it, so you don't have to worry about that.
That's great.
The other thing, which we did get a number for this, do you have it on hand? Did you write it down by any chance?
The what?
Our phone number.
Oh, I do have it on hand.
So we are going to have, it's called voicemail clip. So we officially have a voicemail. And if you guys, if Charlie gives it to you now,
Cool.
if you guys want to call it, you can absolutely do so.
Is that the number?
Basically, in this, we're going to give a prompt. Like, tell us, but you have to remember, like, it has to be, like, voicemail length. It can't be, like, super, super long. It's voicemail length. But, like, talk about a scary instance you had here. Or what would you do? It's kind of like our social media response questions, but you guys are actually going to be calling us, and we're going to be listening to what you say and responding to it. Do you got it?
I think not. I think I didn't put it in there.
Did you download the Google? Talk about the next thing.
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
We're trying the.
I was talking about the Google, the voicemail.
So many messages between us. The Google voicemail. Okay. So, we also have something coming up. We have our
Mailbag.
mailbag.
That's the only other thing outside the tier.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah. So the mailbag. So if you have something we're going to prompt this, aren't we?
No.
It's not prompted. It's
We
just
prompt the voicemail.
Okay.
This will be like, what do you want us to
So
talk
like
about?
any questions you want answered, anything you want us to talk about, you send in a prompt. And and this will be like, it can be anonymous, it can be, not anonymous.
Well, it'll be a comment. Like we'll do a post on Patreon, and it'll be like, hey, what do you guys want? What do you want to hear?
Yeah.
And you guys just list your comments below on what you want to hear.
When
we record, we'll just pull.
It's purely like, if we don't get comments, we're not going to do it, obviously.
Yeah. That's true.
It's driven by you. So if you want it, got to give it to us. But we'd love to answer anything you want us to answer along those lines, the mailbag. So if you're burning about something, hit us up on Patreon.
All right, hold on. I got it. I just need to find the number.
I thought I had the number too. I thought I wrote it down.
I probably hold on. I wonder if we took a screenshot of it.
Oh, is that what I did?
That would have been. It was.
Ooh. Ooh.
Let's see. Well, you would have dialed it, right?
I did dial. It was a while ago, though.
It would have been. It was the day that we got stood up by Terry.
What day was that?
It was a Wednesday.
What month was that?
It was. I don't know.
Was it in June?
See, like, normally I would just move over this because this isn't that very entertaining. But I'd love for you guys to have this number so you can actually call it.
Hold on. Was it before I went to Scotland?
Hold on. We should have this while Ben was telling his stories.
I know. I didn't even think about the number. I thought I had it up.
This is great TV.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah. Well, this is step in, Ben. This
This is you, man.
What do you got? What do you got for us?
So
Take it.
going back to that ball lightning that the cop saw, one time when I was in second grade,
Yeah.
If you guys were here earlier, you heard me kind of do the house layout for how our second floor was. But me and my brother shared a bedroom. And for the first 15 years of our life, we had separate beds. Not that we had conjoined, we slept in the same bed after that, but we had bunk beds. And my bed was up against the window. And I was in second grade. And I used to love laying in my bed, looking at the window, watching, I lived on a busy street, so I'd watch cars go by, try to guess the color, and then we lived by an airport, so I would listen to the jets, like the engines start, and I just loved it. And one night, as I'm laying there, this giant ball of light came crashing through the sky and towards my window, and then it just, disappeared. And I was screaming, crying, sobbing. My dad, like a typical father, came running in, yelling at me to be quiet because I was unconsolable, didn't know what was going on. But I still to this day can vividly remember the big ball of light filling the window and then just disappearing. It was probably the scariest thing that happened to me when I was a kid. Did you guys find the number?
How'd that make you really feel though?
I peed a little bit.
Yeah. What else?
No.
What else you got? Okay.
Hey.
I got it. All right. So, and if you guys want, why don't you try it?
Let me jot this down.
All right, I'm gonna say it out loud. And Charlie, why don't you call it? Or Ben, you want to call it? You're doing stuff. You want to call it right now?
Yeah. Give me 1 second so I can
I'm
put it in my
ready.
phone.
All right, Ben. 216-438-0754.
438-054.
Send it. Hit that call. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? This is Tyler. And this is Charlie. And this is Believing the Bizarre. If you were calling about the voicemail clip segment, you are here. You found it. Good job. Don't forget to say your name, please. Yes, if we're going to shout you out properly, you must say your name. But we're really excited about what you're going to say, and we appreciate you.
Yep. You want to say something, Ben?
It's Hermione, not Hermione.
That's not true. You're being disrespectful to everyone from Ireland, but that's okay because they're probably not watching. So that is the phone number. We'll put it on Patreon too, but I just wanted to throw it out there so you guys could have it. Again, that's 216-438-0754. And this entire segment is going to be us prompting you, and it'll be like, tell us this, tell us that. And even if you just want to send us something, you can. But we're literally on this segment going to be listening back to these live and then responding to them. So whereas mailbag will be like, you guys just be like, hey, talk about this, or what is your thoughts on this, or, you guys kind of provide, you steer the boat. And we'll only do that segment once we have like enough to talk about. Mm-hmm. But that's not the new tier. That's all stuff that's going to exist based on our current tiers, which is exciting that we wanted to throw out some new stuff for everyone as well. But let's talk about the newest tier.
Texas Nerd asked, what if Grandma Cookies calls you?
Oh.
I never had a grandma cookie.
No, but what if it's the other one?
The other one?
The one from the story?
Yeah, anyone could do that. It wouldn't be personal to me, right?
No, but it should be creepy.
Well, it could be someone pulling our leg. I wouldn't like it. That's what you're looking for, right? Like, I would not be happy.
Bad time.
I would not be happy if that happened to me.
Man.
But let's talk about the not tier. I'm very excited. So the first thing, so our dedicated tier, our $10 tier, has a exclusive Patreon shirt. So we thought, for this tier, why not make a Patreon exclusive hoodie? You got it up here? It might be hard to see. Okay, that's very hard to see.
Easy to see.
You know what? Let me. I can do this. I can stretch. Hold on.
That's not great.
Hold on. I got it.
I love the design. So
shout out Kimmy from the Alluring podcast. She's the one that made it for us instead of Jalen, because Jalen hates us. I'm just kidding. Jalen doesn't hate us. It's that right there. Somebody was like, "Oh, did you do Hat Man?" And that's why I said not quite, because Hat Man is being abducted. We got Hat Man, we got Mothman, we got the Jersey Devil, we got Black Eyed Kids, and this one actually says "Believe in the Bizarre." Unlike,
oh no,
yep.
Don't power off.
Wake up! They're like, this boring.
I know.
You want me to send you the photo? Yep. Okay.
It's gonna be on a hoodie.
So that's gonna be on the hoodie, and just like the T-shirt, when you're in the not tier for 3 months, you automatically get that hoodie sent to you. And it's not like, well, what if I want to be in the not tier, but I want the shirt too? You get the shirt and the hoodie. By the way, they said they want Charlie playing games, so you might want to consider throwing some Twitch in when you can.
I would love to.
We all want you to play Resident Evil Remake.
No.
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Oh yeah, I'd play that. I want to play that.
Do you have the pin on here?
For what?
The pin.
I do have here.
All right. So where you don't get the shirt, or you don't get the hoodie or the shirt for 3 months after being in the tier, that's kind of Patreon standard thing. But yes, if you're in the not tier, you get the shirt and the hoodie. You get both because we love you. But one thing that I'm excited about is this, and this is basic. This is just our year 1, 2023. But if you're in our not tier and you join any year, you get that year's specific enamel pin.
It reminds me a little bit of like a challenge coin.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like you're part of this community.
Yeah, and every year is different. So if you join in 2024, you cannot get this. This will only be given to patrons that join in 2023. Next year will be a new design, and then 2025 will be a new design. 2026 will be a new design. And you don't have to wait. As soon as you join our not tier, we will send you. That's the wrong side. We will send you this enamel pin. We're waiting on them to get shipped to us, but we will be personally shipping you these enamel pins. This one says Believe in Bizarre. It's got our neon logo and it says 2023. Next year's will still say Believe in Bizarre. It'll have the year 2024, but it'll probably be a cryptid or it'll be a different creature. It'll be something besides just our logo. This is just kind of the inaugural one. But this one is instant. As soon as you join, you get it, and it's specific to the year. And as soon as the clock strikes 2024, these are no longer available. So there's a little bit of kind of exclusive to it. Just a little thing, but I think over time collecting them, it'll be really cool, and we'll probably turn to Jalen or someone to do some more stuff with that. You want to drop something?
What do you mean?
Like in the tier. I thought you were looking.
Oh no, we just had a patron.
Oh, cool. So one thing, and this tier, the not tier, will be live tonight. It's not live at the moment. It'll be live when we're done with this. Honestly, when you guys were like, oh, why is this lagging so much when the starting soon video is happening? It's because I was trying to get it launched, but my phone, Alan Wake 2, dude. You should play Alan Wake 2 when that comes out.
Alan Wake
October.
2's coming out?
October. But it was just lagging. So this tier is not available yet. It'll be available tonight for sure.
Let me talk about something. So we're going to bring. It's something that's been we've been trying to do it for a long time. We have been doing it, but it's been off and on pretty much. The theatrical readings.
Oh, Ben's going to be involved in that.
Yes, very heavily. But we're bringing back theatrical readings again.
This month.
This month, there's going to be one coming out.
Not from you.
Not
No,
no, you're good.
shit.
Man.
No.
It's one we've had cooking for a while.
It's going to be biannual, though.
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna be every other month because they are still
It's bad.
Lamar Stevens right there.
intense. For me.
Yeah, it is.
On the
Charlie
editing
has a
side.
lot on his editing plate, and it'll be nice knowing that Ben is going to be the main writer.
Yeah.
It's like jam and strawberries, I think, right?
It's
Feeling-
cassata cake. So yeah.
I like how you say that. Like,
Yeah,
anyway,
duh.
I had it, like you said,
Most people know what
cassata.
that is, I think.
You said cassata cake. I'm like
It's
the,
Italian.
the locust.
But that's going to be biannual
Biannual.
and coming back
And coming back
from
yeah.
this mind over here.
I
mostly.
want a part 2 of that one story you did.
The Unsainted.
Yes.
We want to
I
know.
loved that story.
I will
That was
see
fun to
what I
edit.
do.
It was a good one.
So,
Your wife did a good job reading it.
she did do a really good job. While the pin would be available and all that stuff, this is cassata cake. Since you asked,
It's locust case.
It's okay, so
Cicadas.
it's like, cake and then like a layer of like some kind of cream, like, and then
some kind of cream.
some kind of cream.
It's fine.
I think traditionally it's like a ricotta cream, but I don't think Johnny will
Ricotta
use that.
cheese,
Ricotta cream, probably.
which is cheese, right?
Yeah,
testicles from Montana.
like a cannoli filling.
Okay.
And then strawberries. This is not
It
traditional.
was
This is just
tasty.
cream. Yeah.
So,
It's delicious.
but anyway, I didn't want you to join a new tier and be like, cool, I'm here. There's nothing
Nothing new.
So tonight with with like a songs featuring or like special guests,
Yeah.
Ben was involved because he was here and we weren't going to make him just stop. One of our new pieces of content for the not tier is mini encounter episodes.
Or the me's.
This is something, the Mees, M-E-E. This is something a lot of y'all said you wanted, so we're going to do it. These are mini, strictly encounter episodes. We did one of those tonight. It is going to be live tonight in the not tier. It was 4 creepy encounters. Cicada? I don't know what you're saying.
What's it say?
I don't know.
Cicada?
They're killing me with the way you guys pronounce ricotta. Is it not ricotta?
I pronounce it ricotta.
That's how I say ricotta. We're
Some people say
from Ohio, okay?
Some people say ricotta. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some say homoni.
Ricotta. I say
Ricotta.
ricotta.
Yeah, I say ricotta. Ricotta. Put some ricotta cheese on there.
No.
But anyways, encounter episodes, strictly encounter, pulled from the deep web, or not the dark web, but the deep web, and that's something people wanted, so we're excited to do that. That's coming out there. This is one we've kind of teased a little bit. It's called BTB Reacts To. We did the Terrifier death scene, and we did the death kills. So this is one where it's just the Friday the 13th Jason kills.
The death kill.
Death kills. Well, they were deaths.
Yeah, it's true.
This is me and Charlie reacting to something. We're on screen. The video's on screen, and we're not doing the dark. You know how bad I want to do a dark. Don't get me started on the dark web because I'm gonna try and get mystery boxes, and we're gonna be getting like.
They're like pulling back from that. Don't do it.
I
They
know.
tried to get me to do that. Hey, Ben, why don't you have this box delivered to
He
your house?
did do
And-
that.
Yes.
He did
Like,
say
Your
that.
house is already haunted. You know,
Yeah, and I have
imagine.
kids, like, Dad,
imagine.
what's this head in the box?
It's from the dark web, sweetie. Go back to your room. No, the worst thing would be getting a GPS tracker in it. That'd be terrifying. But don't get me started on the dark web boxes. But BTB Reacts To something that's gonna be in there. Charlie already talked about the biannual, the theatrical reading. Giveaways, which we can't talk about. It's like a secret on Patreon. They don't like you doing giveaways, but we do it. Currently, our dedicated tiers in the giveaways, and they get. Can you shout out my cousin Travis? He's a longtime listener. He's been hooked on you guys. What's up,
God,
Travis?
Travis.
We appreciate you, Travis.
Absolutely, man.
OG Travis. What's
Love
Travis?
Travis.
Let us know what Travis's favorite episode is, and I don't know. I'm just curious. Sup, Travis? But if you're in the not tier, you get 2 giveaway entries instead of 1. So in the dedicated tier, you get 1 entry in our monthly giveaway. If you're in the not tier, you get 2 entries in our monthly giveaway. And this is I'll be honest, this one I'm a little bit nervous about just 'cause I feel like the logistics are going to be interesting, but we're going to throw caution in the wind. We are going to do quarterly virtual game nights.
Oh boy.
What games are we going to play? When are we going to do it?
Werewolf.
I'll tell you, I do love One Night Werewolf, but it's going to be April. It's supposed to be this month. Supposed to be July, so we're gonna have to figure that out.
Okay.
April, July, October,
It's a busy
and
month for us.
Is this a stream?
January.
Like
no,
Twitch?
no. This will be
it's-
like if you're in this tier, we're gonna all join this group, this chat, this game. Like we'd have to find an online game somewhere, and we would all like share a link, and we would go to it, and we
I
would
know
play.
that one game is online, but that's like the only one I can think
Like
of.
Among Us, or
No, it's like a witch game. I'd have to ask my wife.
it's
Salem.
if you guys, if you guys
Oh,
have
you can
Town of
games.
Salem.
You can pitch games to us. We'll do research. Like I definitely want to do One Night Werewolf, but quarterly. So January, April, July, and October, we'll get together with everyone in the not tier that wants to participate.
Yeah, you don't
and we're gonna
have
find
to,
a game online
obviously.
and we're gonna play together. That'll be fun.
Code name. Oh, that's a good one actually.
And if you're in the not tier, finally, and of course you get everything else in every other tier. That if you're in the not tier, but you also get early access to new merch drops. So if we have a new merch item, we hit up Jalen. She comes up with something. We will drop it first in the not tier group on Patreon. Then we drop it on anywhere else, and we're pretty bad at drops. So, but other than that, so that is the not tier. So again, hoodie, enamel pin yearly, episode and encounter episodes, BTB reacts to biannual theatrical readings, an extra giveaway entry, quarterly virtual game nights, and early access to merch drops.
I would play Among Us. I really like the hoodie. Like
Hoodie's an awesome
I
design.
want to get down on some weight so I can wear that hoodie.
Hoodie's
That'd be
cool.
really
I think the
cool.
enamel pin. We try and make it valuable enough. We try to make it worth your while. It helps us out a lot. Like obviously, we would not be here if
No.
there was no Patreon. A lot of this has to do with the Patreon. We wouldn't be able to use
It's true.
these lights, this mic, the Rodecaster we have in here.
The studio itself.
Yeah, studio. I mean, this is all a result of support that we're getting on Patreon. So it means a lot. And one thing I hate is when people create Patreons and they're like, "Oh, $50 and we'll do bonus content."
Bonus
It's like,
content. What's
I
that
hate
mean?
when they say bonus content because it's like, who the hell knows what that means? So we really put a lot of thought into what we're providing. If the entertainment value is there, checking in on see if people are kind of vibing with what we're doing. So we think this will be fun. We think this will be worthwhile. And I'm excited to get doing it because it's launched. It's
and
live.
The other thing too is we want the community to grow. Like
Yeah.
it's such an awesome community, and doing things like this. Even though I'm rare to it, these two always babble about how awesome it is and how they
Babble.
can't believe.
We do.
And even like in a peek behind the scenes, so to speak, they always talk about how much like the Google Hangout is one of their favorite things, and just how cool it is to see the community that's kind of come around from sharing paranormal experiences and an interest in it, which isn't always, unfortunately, common. So, it's a big props that you guys are interested and want to do this and want to go along for the ride. And I know these two guys really appreciate it.
Ben's our disgruntled uncle.
What?
You're
I
the
just
cool
was saying
uncle.
I'm
No, that
nice.
was the nicest he's been to us in a long time. So I'm gonna take that. Oh, you know what?
No.
There was I forgot to write it in here. I think it's because it kind of already seeped in. But one of the new bonus contents, it's not in the Knots here. It's either in Dedicated or Bizarro.
What's that?
Is Remembering the Bizarre.
Oh yeah.
We
Remember
haven't-
the Bizarre.
we
I think
haven't-
that's Bizarro.
We haven't officially launched it yet, but we've done a couple of them. But that's where Ben quizzes us on our own episodes. That's new content technically too.
Yeah.
He's all grumbly and acts like he hates us, but he loves us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Ben. But so it'll be live tonight. I'll do something. I'll make a post maybe on Instagram or something. But that'll be live tonight. And if you join in 3 months, you will get your hoodie, or we'll send your hoodie in 3 months. As soon as you join, and as soon as we get them, you'll get your enamel pin. And tonight, a mini encounter episode will be live. So that is what is waiting for you if you want to join the Not Tier. But enough self-promotion on our third birthday.
Yeah.
We're still a toddler at 3, right?
I think so. You should know, man.
I should. Let's get back to the stories, shall we? Ben, are you
Yeah.
staying? Or are you? What?
Yeah.
Ben is here for the ride.
Yeah.
If this was gonna suck, he was gonna already dip out. But
Yeah.
you guys must be entertaining him enough.
Like tell him
I love being called a grumpy uncle.
Yeah.
Grumpy uncle.
Grumpy uncle.
All right, are we on?
We're the last two. So we each have 2 more stories, and then we're gonna announce our third and final
There we go. Back
design. Do that final giveaway, the trivia question, and then we can all go to bed.
Get on home. I'm not
Yeah.
going to bed.
I'm not either. I gotta launch a tier. But anyway, Charlie, tell us.
All right. This first story is short.
Sure. Oh,
This
is
is
this
the
the
one-
sentence?
This is like 2 sentences.
What if we could you, honestly and this isn't a knock against this person. Send us what's real. Could you
Yeah.
imagine if we came out like, hey, welcome to Believe Bizarre, you know, and where we dive into the unknown unusual and tell you whether or not we believe it. We're like, all right, cool. How's your week going? Cool. All right, let's get this sentence. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
It's creepy though.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
give you.
If
It's a creepy.
If it's worth
It's
it.
a creepy ass sentence. Okay.
It's a creepy ass sentence.
It really is.
Let's go.
All right. So this is from Lucas from northeastern Vermont. So this is
This is an opportunity
Near
to mess
the
it up. If
ocean.
you would have said northern Vermont,
Yeah.
dude, come after you.
northeastern
Trust me, I know.
Vermont. All right. It goes like this. Quote: I was 17 at the time. My cousin and I encountered a crash test dummy looking figure while we walked in the forest. The thing was colored light nougat, marked no defining features with glowing yellow eyes. End story.
I don't believe it. There needs to be like, what happened? You don't like.
Did it see you? Did it chase you? Did it blow up? Like,
Not every. There's an element of storytelling, right?
yeah.
And just because you might experience something really creepy doesn't mean you're unnaturally like. My father is a very good storyteller. I think I got like.
Is he?
He's better than I am. He's like when we would have dinner because he worked late. You know, he worked late, so I would eat dinner with my family before he would get home. He'd always reheat it. But on Sundays was our day where we would all eat together. So if he had a work story or some story that happened during the week, he would present it to us on Sunday.
Your father, I like your dad a lot. I have not talked to him that much, but I've met him. He's a great guy.
Why don't you call him? He's
And
got a
say
phone.
what? Hi, Tyler's dad.
He probably would appreciate that.
I'll drive a Kia instead of a Toyota.
Can you teach me how to change my oil?
He would. He used to have a Saab. I learned how to drive in his Saab, and you had to like shove that gas pedal to get it going.
Tyler's dad, can you teach me how to do a drive shift?
Stick shift. He knows how to drive.
I know. I
stick shift.
can't. Maybe
He's like, you gotta hit the
can I
clutch,
bond
Charlie.
with your father? Can you teach me how to drive stick?
Sure,
You can be there too.
I'll be there too. Yeah, I need to relearn. It's been a lot. I learned how to drive and how to drive stick at the same time, and that was a mess.
So it's your story now.
My dad will not be on stream sometime, but I love my dad. He's probably sleeping right now, as he should be.
Yeah.
He's got a busy day tomorrow. It's a family reunion.
Oh, you have a family reunion tomorrow?
Yeah,
Man, hard. Wow, mine's later this month too.
I'm not a fan.
Me neither.
All right, so here's my first story. Mine's a little bit longer. It's kind of like a combination of a bunch of sentences. So this is from Amanda from Michigan in the year of 2010 when we graduated high school.
In 2010?
Yeah,
I was already a graduate.
Were you 2009?
Yeah.
You took a year off before you went to Akron?
I went to Tri-C
You're just hanging
for
out?
a year.
What'd you do there?
Fail.
You learning how to change oil?
I took classes. I passed some of them.
You were still in high school in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is Amanda, 2010, Michigan. I guess I should start this off with some background info.
Okay.
My house was built in 2003, and we are the first family to live in it. This happened around 10 to 10:30 at night. I don't remember what season it was, but I'm certain about the time of day. I was about 7 or 8 years old. I don't remember the exact year, but I remember this experience vividly. I had my own bedroom on the second floor of my parents' house. I do not have my own bathroom, so I share with my parents. I was laying in my bed getting ready to go to sleep, and I decided I need to use the bathroom. I left the bedroom and walked up to my parents' bedroom where the master bathroom was. The bathroom door was locked since my mom was in the shower, so I decided to use the restroom downstairs. I walked downstairs, and to set this up for you, there's a long, skinny hallway. On the left is the living room, on the right is the kitchen, and past the living room there's a bathroom to the left. Further down the hall is the front door. My dad was still awake watching TV in the living room as dads do. He was sitting with his back against the couch, which was facing away from the rest of the hallway. I had made it past the living room when I watched a black shadow figure walk out of my front door.
Basic ass shadow person.
Mm-hmm. The door did not move, and I don't remember hearing anything, but the shadow figure gave off a Grim Reaper vibe.
Ooh.
I saw this figure basically leave my house out the front door. I rubbed my eyes because I didn't believe what I saw, and I used the bathroom and then walked back to the living room. I remember staring at my dad after this happened, and he was unbothered, just sitting there watching TV. I convinced myself I hallucinated, and I went back to my room. Now, did I hallucinate this figure? I don't know. I've kind of gaslit myself to tell myself that I did hallucinate it because I'd rather hallucinate the Grim Reaper than actually see it. I could draw this figure out. I remember it so vividly. I should know that there weren't any lights on the wall, only the light bleeding from the living room, so it was pretty dark. No one was driving by either, and I haven't seen anything since. I'm now 20 years old. I looked up what the Grim Reaper means, and supposedly it means two things according to whatever website it was on. A, you're about to die, or someone's about to die. B, you have been chosen to be a Grim Reaper after you die.
What?
No one died, and obviously I didn't die after I saw the shadow figure. I don't really believe in the Grim Reaper, but I'm confident that I did see this thing, whether it was a hallucination or not.
Man, I was waiting for that dad to be dead.
That would be so sad.
Dude, that
Would
would
be
be
very
That'd be a downer, especially after talking about my dad and
Yeah.
that stuff. Like, I don't want that out there.
No, that's where I thought it was going. I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be terrible.
I will not accept the job assignment of being the Grim Reaper. I would sleep with my sword next to my bed if spooky stuff like that happened. Yeah, everyone telling themselves having random hallucinations. Yeah.
Alright.
See, yeah, was he really awake or resting his eyes with the TV on? I think that's
Yeah.
possible.
All right, I got one more story.
Last story from Chilele.
This one's a little bit longer.
All right.
So, this is. I thought it was a Sophia, but maybe it's not. But I'm gonna go with the Sophia anyway.
Just in case.
Yeah.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
This takes place in Georgia,
Georgia.
2022. Hey guys, longtime listener of the podcast, and I experienced something very strange a few nights ago.
It's recent. I mean, not recent now, but
Yeah.
recent when they submitted
Yeah.
this. That's interesting.
I know you guys will be interested in hear it. About 3 weeks ago, I decided to finally start living a healthier life, cutting my calories, drinking more water, exercising, etc. I also started going for jogs around my neighborhood in the early mornings. One morning, I woke up really late for work, so I had no time to get my exercise done. I got home from work around 7 p.m., and after eating dinner, I decided I still wanted to get my steps in that day. I was feeling too tired to go for a jog, so I decided to go out for a nice stroll around the neighborhood. For about the first 10 minutes of working, it actually felt really nice. There was a soft breeze that kept me cool, and I enjoyed lots looking at the stars. Everything was going fine until out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something scurry behind one of the houses to my left. I didn't think it was that weird at first because there's lots of small animals like rabbits and possums that frequent our town. I walked for about another 5 minutes when all of a sudden 3 small creatures ran across the road about 50 feet in front of me or so. The creepiest part that all 3 of them moved on 2 legs like a human, but they couldn't have been taller than 1 or 2 feet. They ran in a straight line, one behind the other, and ran from the road to the backyard of someone's house. At that point, I was pretty freaked out. I felt an overwhelming feeling of dread, like I saw something I wasn't meant to see. I immediately turned and ran. I ran all the way until I reached my house, where I got inside. I turned on every light and made sure every window and door was locked. I waited in my kitchen and grabbed the biggest knife I could find. I went to my bedroom and locked the door. Looking back, it was definitely overreaction, but I was scared and filled with adrenaline. As I was laying in bed, I could swear I was hearing a tiny tapping noise on my window, but it could have been just me freaking out. This happened about 3 days ago at the time of me writing this, and nothing else weird has happened since. I'm fairly skeptical when it comes to the paranormal, but I have no idea what I saw. My only theory is that maybe it's some small animal like squirrels, but that doesn't explain the running on 2 legs or running in a straight line. If you guys have any ideas, what these things were, I'm open to hear it. And anything else happens, I'll update you. It was gnomes. It was gnomes.
Are they
Yeah?
Are they a part of the Fae?
Yes. Absolutely. What? Okay. What is it, man?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Tyler? You know?
Cryptids.
It could have been squirrels.
No, it's a gnome.
It could have been squirrels
Could have been
that
cats.
wanted to really get away.
Cats on 2 legs?
Yeah, they can walk on 2 legs.
You ever
No.
seen Cat walking like, was it, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio?
No,
The
I've
cat
not. Have
walking?
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen more of that than I've seen gnomes.
And Faes.
I'm just saying. I think it's a fae.
It was something peculiar.
Yeah.
Now, Does it have to be gnomes, or could it be some other type of fae?
Maybe some other type of fae.
Did you ever watch the show David the Gnome? It was a really old cartoon.
No.
From when I was a kid. It really wasn't a cartoon. It was just pictures.
What does it say? One of them jumped out and whispered these phrases. Not a goblin, not a elf. I'm a gnome and you've been gnomed. Never heard that before.
Never heard that one.
Brownies. I mean, we should.
Oh,
we
yeah.
We should be in a brownies, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be. Brownie the elf
Yeah, I know.
football team.
I know.
All right, let's get to our final encounter episode, or our final submission, listener submission.
We're about done, Zoe.
Yeah, it's been a day. And then we're gonna get our final episode series design, and then we got trivia to give away to end the night. So this comes to us from Nick from New York, and it's 1997.
Oh, okay.
Which this is the year before this came out, but it just makes me think of Godzilla.
Oof.
In
Is
New
this
York.
longer or shorter? I'm just curious.
You're like, should I pay attention or?
Just...
It's longer. It's about probably as long as yours.
Okay.
All right. Quote: When I was 13, my grandfather suffered his third heart attack. At least that's how many I can remember. He may have been on his fourth or fifth, considering he'd been having them since his early 40s.
Jeez.
As an active, happy-go-lucky first-generation Italian-American who burned hundreds of calories just by talking with his hands,
I feel attacked.
my grandfather's health issues were insidious, seeming to stem primarily from pasta, despite the massive chunks of heart-healthy garlic in all my grandmother's recipes.
I'm just...
You don't really talk with your hands that much, though.
I don't. That's what I didn't pick up.
Yeah. I feel like if you watch us on video, I feel like I'm always moving my hands, but I'm not Italian. For most of my adolescence, we were in and out of the hospitals, and his health never improved. A year earlier, my grandmother on the other side had passed away after a grueling battle with cancer, and she was very young. While I loved my other grandparents, she and my father's father were the ones who got me, so to speak. They encouraged my weird sense of humor and infatuation with literature, sometimes sharing books with subject matter unsuitable for my age. In fact, my 5th grade teacher held me after school one day to express her concern that I'd become a serial killer just because I was reading Stephen King in my free time. So I already lost one of my biggest supporters, and I felt like I was about to lose the other. This time, when my grandpa was admitted to the hospital, we all had a feeling that it was the last time. We didn't know when, but we knew the call was coming. A few days later, just after 2 a.m, my phone rang. Rather than the news we expected, my father heard a song being gently hummed. It was Alvin and the Chipmunk song, Christmas Don't Be Late. Whenever I had trouble sleeping, my grandfather used to hum it while brushing his thumb across my forehead, and it would lull me into a slumber within minutes. Obviously disturbed by the coincidence, my father hung up. It wasn't unusual for my brother or me to talk in our sleep, but what happened next was totally bizarre. My father claims we chatted back and forth, both saying "hug me" to each other. Like the Chipmunk song, this was another strange connection to our grandfather. Whenever we went to visit, the first thing he said when we walked in the door was, "Hug me." A couple of minutes go by and the phone rings again. My grandfather had died just after 2 a.m. when we received the first call. Since then, I've always believed that someone's energy, their impact on loved ones, is something that never disappears, whether in spirit or sometimes as feelings or events that are just inexplicable as they are heartwarming and reassuring. We're ending on not a feel-good because
it's really nice,
but a touching one. But I like that person's writing style. I like how they can inject humor. Yeah, you can tell they're I feel like to write, you have to read. Good. Yeah. And I can tell that guy's a good writer. So I want to shout out 2 people. I want to shout out Nick for being a good writer. I want to shout out Travis because that person told us to shout out Travis again. Yeah. So shout out Travis. I hope you're doing well. So that said, those are our stories for tonight. Those are a bunch of listener stories that were submitted to us that we felt were a little bit short. Mm-hmm. So over the last few weeks, we've been collecting them so we could tell them here. And now we are going to go into our 3rd and final episode series design. We're going to reveal it. We're going to do another trivia question. As you can guess, Ben did Ghost Ships. I did Black Eyed Kids. This is Charlie's design.
Mine.
Are you ready?
Yes. Giveaway.
Let's go. to really severe riptides, which if you don't know what that is, they are crazy dangerous. The riptides will pull you out to sea. Like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to battle it. You don't want to just accept your fate. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to go left or right. Like,
You're supposed to just float and say, well, this is where I live now.
this is my home. It's also known for...
I got caught in a riptide. I'm stuck here.
So they send divers down to explore the area and take photographs. Probably the riptide people. Like, all right,
You just float over there now.
Here's the camera. They just start dunking them under the water.
Man,
Get down there and take pictures.
Can I just get on the boat?
Okay, so I don't know. Like, Ben was watching this, and I don't know if how well you could see it. They must have seen it. I don't know why you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But this is from the Lake Michigan triangle. So I'll let you drop that.
All right.
knowledge
So
there.
I just really like the idea of a guy who just accepts the facts that he lives in this lake, but he's half-heartedly asking for help.
This was based on the riptide.
Yeah. And I kind of said that I told Jalen, I was like, hey, can you base this off Dilbert? So, like, the cartoon strip? Yeah. And he's drifting away saying, help. Help.
I think while the other two designs were more so specific moments from our episodes,
Yeah.
this was more of a running joke.
It's a concept.
It started with the riptides, and then throughout the episode we kept calling back to this character who was just floating at sea and being abused in different ways. So
I like it.
it's a little bit it's different. I like that it's a different mix. It's more humorous. It kind of goes back to Jalen's previous style where she did like the comic book style.
Yeah.
And I feel like it looks good. It would look good on a white or a blue shirt versus a normal black shirt.
I think it would look good on a blue.
Yeah.
Like a blue sky.
So with that said,
gotta do the
oh
wave.
yeah, it's time.
wave.
It's time
Gotta
for
raise the roof.
our final trivia, and we're giving away this shirt.
All right.
And how specific does it need to?
It's 4 numbers.
4 numbers.
Yep. Let me ask
What
a
was the
question.
timestamp?
No. What is the number of the plane that went missing in Lake Michigan? Is that hard?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that hard. That's definitely in the notes.
26. Is that it?
Oh, that's it right there.
What? Yo.
Yeah. Well,
Yo.
they won though.
Yo.
They won.
Well, that's you. You make the judgment call.
I think you give it to that one.
I didn't want to give it to the next one that said it. Nobody's. I'm sorry, Kelly. You already won one. You're not gonna win 2. I appreciate the effort though.
We didn't really establish that you can only win one though tonight.
Then we're gonna do both.
Yeah, we'll send to Keekly and then someone else.
Yeah. Keekly and then the other
Who's
one.
the other person?
Nobody's illusion.
Yeah.
All right,
Illusion.
you got it.
Wait, no.
Oh,
I can't
Yeah,
read it. It's a,
no, they got it.
Yeah, it's somebody's illusion.
Yeah.
Are
No.
you sure?
Yeah.
Is it a 5 or a 6?
That's a 5. It's 250. How'd you guys know that off the top of your
Yeah,
head?
no, for real. Like, honestly. Big fan. You joined just a little late,
Just a
Bumble.
little late.
But that's
Although
okay.
we do have one more question for stickers.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there's...
I do have one more
yeah.
extra question for stickers.
Okay, so, hold on.
Hold on, we go.
We gotta mark this down. So, this one goes to Keekly and Nobody Illusion.
Yes.
A reminder, please just hit us up on Instagram again. It's gone. It's gone forever. Hit us up on Instagram. Let us know which one you won, because I realized after the Halloween episode last year that it's easy to forget.
So I was listening to this episode where that answer came from, and there was another question I thought of for this giveaway that I thought would be another good giveaway question.
So this is for stickers.
So this is for like 3 stickers.
Yeah, we have a bunch of shiny, fun stickers, different
Yeah.
logo designs. So this will be a sticker one.
So I'm gonna ask
Keekly,
you.
you can't win. You've already got 2, Keekly. You can play for fun, but
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question, and the answer is gonna be also a question.
wait, did anyone answer how they already knew it though?
No, they didn't answer.
How did you guys know that number so quickly? And also, not to shame you, Bumble Drake. Thank you for joining. We'll be on for a little bit longer, but didn't want you to feel like there's no point.
All right, so I'm gonna ask.
Keekly knows Bumble.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. And I appreciate getting Keekly getting you into us and listening.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But anyway, sorry. So this is the trivia question
Yes.
for stickers.
For stickers.
Keekly, you can't win.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, and the answer is gonna be a question.
Oh, so it's like Jeopardy?
No.
Let me see. What do we got?
So the question is, What was the question we asked about how to say 0?
What?
Because in the episode, we asked a question, how do you say 0?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's got to be a phrase.
Maybe I just don't have faith. Like, I feel like this one's really hard, too.
No, this one's easy.
Uh,
I think it's
don't know this
easy. Well, I just listened to it today, so.
yeah.
Texas nerd, bro.
I know.
Bruh.
Listen,
You know why? You know why my questions are hard?
you just listened to it
No,
today.
Teacher. My teacher questions.
Well, but you have to assume that some of these people haven't listened to this episode for 2 years.
That's true.
Um,
Not.
I
I
think
feel your class.
I think we can come up
Yeah.
with a question for stickers that.
How about the
Bruh.
How about the demon name?
No.
that's so
Too
far
old.
back. That's so far back. Okay.
Also a teacher. Well, I'm not a teacher
All right.
anymore.
Here's this one will be easier. But you had
Oh, they got it. Burgundy Skeleton got it.
damn. All right, I thought of a question though, so I'm gonna ask it too.
All right.
So Burgundy, you get stickers, but I'm gonna ask another question for more
See, I
stickers.
told you someone would get it.
Yeah, Burgundy, how did you find that Burgundy? Because you didn't just You didn't just know
Maybe they got it. Maybe it stuck with them.
I thought it was funny.
no way.
No way. There's no way.
Burgundy, how did you know?
They might have just guessed, honestly.
Dang. Okay. I guess that is the way that you would look at it. We say oh. Okay.
Oh, hold on. I
Do you
messed up.
always say oh?
No, I've started
It was
saying
about
0. When I was
planes,
younger, I
and
used
if
to
was
say oh.
0, it was a number. Or oh, you know what? Batmanic. They technically got it first. I'm gonna give them both. Can we send them both stickers?
Who's the other one?
Batmanic.
It's Gerson, I think.
Got you, Batmanic. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so this will be the last one for stickers. We're going to send a lot of stickers out, but that's cool. Again, make sure, like, don't assume we know who you are based on this username. And, like, if you're in Patreon, like, you have my address. Please hit us up on Instagram. Please hit us up on Instagram.
Please.
Okay, so this is one. I don't really have a formal question. It was off the top of my head, but I think someone out there will know. So this is an older thing. So if you listened earlier on, you'll know this one. I would say, like Charlie used to say, give credence to something. I say bad juju. But what is kind of a tagline or like something like what is it called? Like repetitive, a mantra. What is a mantra that we used to say like in our first like 70 episodes?
Oh, I know.
And it was talking about how good our episodes were.
I remember this.
I want to see who gets this. It's been a long time since we said it.
Yeah.
I like how I said a question. You're like, oh, it's too long ago. Oh, it was the first 70 episodes.
Well, this is something that was in multiple episodes.
It wasn't a lot of
It wasn't like
episodes.
yes, yes, you got it. Quantity over quality.
Yeah. Okay.
We haven't said that in a long
Roses.
time because we've been trying to up our game, but you got it.
Ooh, sorry, Tyler.
To Lady Nice.
Oh man, not
Roses.
People got it.
Roses was first.
No.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
Oh man, that's great. I still
No.
don't remember exactly where "Oh man, that's great" came from.
I know it came from Bad Improv.
Someone else thinks it came from Patreon.
No, it didn't.
If anyone knows the exact episode that "Oh man, that's great" came from, please send it our way. But you're right.
Pretty sure it was about a review.
Yeah, it was about reviews.
But did somebody say it unprompted and we
No.
joked about it?
No, I think it was.
It was me trying to come up with something to say. Say something like, "Oh man, that's great." And then
Okay.
I can't guarantee that's where it came from.
Okay.
Don't know the episode though.
That's the thing. I want to know the episode. All right. So that's it. Please, everybody, hit us up. All the merch is live. So if you didn't win any of those shirts, you can go to believeinthebizarre.com, go to shop merch and pick one of them up. But we will send them out to all the people that won. One of these days, I'm going to sit down and bust out my experiences to send to y'all. You can do a voice recorder. We've had that before. If you don't want to type it, don't call us. Don't call the phone number. But do a voice recording on your phone and then email it to us at believeinthebizarre@gmail.com. Actually, our very first listener submission ever was a voice clip. If you want to type it, you can type it too. I would prefer typing it. I know myself. But I just want to make sure that people know that that's an option. Crazy stories. Thank you guys for such an awesome podcast. We appreciate you guys think they're awesome. And they're a lot of fun to do. And it's there's so many topics out there that there's so much to cover, and it's so fun. And it's nice to know we're in a cool space. First time chat, and we're just about to end.
Oh,
I'm so glad I was able to see your stream. Fan for a couple years. This is my first time seeing you guys live. Well, I hope we lived up to the expectations. Every year for my birthday, I get a random hoodie as a gift to kick off the start. I'm getting a B2B one this year. That's awesome. That's awesome. Your submission, we have all the submissions. We don't delete any of them. Even like these are the ones, not to be mean. These are the ones we told tonight to be the ones that would get deleted, and we don't delete them. So
I don't know about you, but I pulled mine mostly from
yes,
May.
that is producer Ben. That I feel bad. Like I feel like I needed to keep reminding people what's happening, who we all are. I'm Tyler.
Oh, I'm Charlie.
I'm Ben.
Producer Ben.
Producer.
y'all.
I'm sweaty, man.
Grunkle Ben. You're sweating?
Yeah, you don't see the water beating down my forehead?
I'm used to you in my attic, and then you look like a
well,
pig.
it's not as bad as your attic still, but it's
we
a
have
little
these
warm
lights
now.
on us.
Three men in a room, you know.
But now we're ranting and kind of and everything.
Riffing.
Yeah.
Riffing, thank God
So,
for it. TGIF, you know.
Yes. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Here's to we don't want the AC on now because it gets loud and we're
when we end this, we will.
Yeah. But here's to another year. We appreciate everyone hanging with us. Call our voicemail thing. Join our Patreon if you're interested in the more bonus content. That'll be live tonight. But we're gonna jump off now. We're gonna have the rest of our Friday night to do whatever. It's already eat more cake, I guess. But we will see you again right here.
Ricotta.
No, I can't roll my R's. We'll see you guys again next year for our 4-year anniversary with more surprises and fun. So everybody have a great evening, a great night. Enjoy your weekend. And we got a new episode coming out Tuesday. And so we will talk to you guys then.
All right.